Tonight's episode of the Tuesday Night Cigar Club is brought to you by Drew Estate. Come experience the rebirth of cigars at www.drewestate.com and download the free Drew Diplomat smartphone app today to discover nearby retailers, RSVP to special events, redeem points to win exclusive Drew Estate merchandise, and much, much more.
This might be a big mistake, but I'm having too much fun to wait. Flag her down when she comes back by. That one's yours and this one's mine. Bring another round. Bring another round. Bring another round. Bring another round. Bring another round.
Here's the suckles.
Good evening, brothers and sisters of the Leaf. Coming to you live from Mullet Beach, Australia. It's the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast 4th annual St. Patrick's Day drinking and partying extravaganza. A St. Paddy's Day celebration from Australia. Okay, seems legit. Anywho, tonight the boys discuss the 1992 Wet n Wild lifeguard movie, Wet n Wild Summer, while pounding down giant cans of Foster's Premium Ale paired with the enormous Ogre 70 cigar from Asylum 13. Australian movie, Australian beer, on St. Paddy's Day. You know what? One day I'm gonna have to accept the fact that crazy illogical shit like this is just par for the course with these drunken lovable numbnuts. So sit back, folks, light 'em up, and enjoy the show.
Sit there, you eggheads. Give me a hand. Can somebody put lighter fluid in there for me?
Are you wearing gloves?
Maybe.
Why are you wearing fuzzy gloves?
If I tell you, will someone cut my cigar tonight and help me light and open my beers? Tuttle had to open this one for me tonight. All right. Cat's out of the bag. I'm sure you all saw it on the internet this week. It was all over the Facebooks and whatnot. A certain up-and-coming cigar brand promoting an event at a certain up-and-coming cigar lounge used yours truly's image.
Oh, jeez, yeah, I saw that.
To promote the event. There's my handsome face staring seductively at the camera as I hold in my hand, very close to the camera, a fine premium cigar.
Oh, jeez.
It went pretty viral, as the kids say, so I can only imagine my inbox is going to be blowing up pretty soon with other modeling requests, and that's why I'm wearing fuzzy gloves. I'm protecting the moneymakers, boys. Duh.
Oh, God. All right, so, yeah, let me tell you this little story from the road, from Tuttle's time on the road.
We all tend to like these stories if they're pretty short.
Yeah, so... asshole.
Sorry.
So, yeah, we were Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
So we were playing Nashville at the Wild Horse Saloon, and so anyway, so like after you get done with the show, you know, you go down to the bars, and there's like all kinds of musicians anywhere.
Right.
And so we were coming out of the elevator, or getting into the elevator, and I met the guitar player, lead player for AJ, Alan Jackson.
That's how you know it's a legitimate story. You called him by his initials, AJ.
Well, we go way back.
Had you toured with AJ?
No, I've never met him. But
How'd you know this guy was his guitar player?
I grew up watching CMT and everything.
Oh, this guy was okay.
He's a legit musician.
I thought the guy could have maybe been lying to you, trying to take advantage of you.
I'm not going to say that hasn't happened, but
You know, I'm lead guitar player for AJ.
and
he
just
did
like Corey
say
Haim.
AJ. How would he know that?
So anyway, we were talking, and I
He
was like,
pronounced Van Halen correctly.
VH.
He must be Michael Anthony. Oh my God! Well, you should can the club.
so I had never met him, so I was like, asked him, I was like, what's Alan like? Is he good? Is he everything that you want him to be? Is he down home? Is he just a good old boy as he portrays?
Right.
And the guy was like, yeah, he always, when we were coming up, he was always telling us, he was like, I don't want Nashville to affect me. I don't want to get the big head. It was like, we made fun of those guys all the time that would just get fame and all of a sudden,
Turn to jerks.
turn to assholes, and
MC style.
and MC style. And anyway, so Alan gave that speech to the band. He was like, if I ever get too big, somebody's got to tell me. He goes, and one day the bass player decided, yeah, he's getting too big, and I'm going to go tell him. AJ fired him.
I think I get where the moral of the story. Tut, you're fired.
What?
You got to the count of 3, and then you're going to be a scrambled egghead because I'm going to get these guys to rough you up. Go ahead and get out of here.
But it's cold outside.
It is. All right, you can stay. But only because it's your favorite holiday, St. Patty's Day, and it's cold outside. We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Good decision, mate.
And I know you've really been practicing your Australian accent. Welcome, everybody, to the 4th annual St. Patrick's Day drinking and partying extravaganza live from down under. Woohoo! Actually, I'll just go ahead and get this out there. I couldn't find an Irish movie or an Irish beer that was really exciting me this year. So it's about as far as we're going to go with the whole Irish thing. And we're just going to go. Dave, you got a green cigar, sure, but I went Australian beer, Australian movie. It's going to be fun.
Irish holiday.
So
Irish holiday.
why am I wearing the hat again? And why were your gloves so tiny?
Exactly. Any more questions? All right.
Flexiter. Fee, fi, fo, fizz. Don't be filling me Irish holiday with your Australian piss.
He's got a point.
Welcome, Doctor. Dude, it's never St. Patty's Day without you.
Hey, all right.
I think we did one St. Patty's Day extravaganza without you, and it
Just wasn't the same.
It was terrible.
It was the best show ever.
I got a feeling tonight will be worse, but we'll see. We'll see. You know what, guys? I'm putting the gloves up. Unless one of you guys want to wear them.
No.
Well, no.
That was very, very clear.
I need all tactile response to lift this heavy ass mug.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, no. It's difficult without the gloves.
I got a picture of the hands. We're in business. Nice work.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, don't anybody try to high five me.
Well, let me put this hot iron right over here.
Well, real quick, guys, before we get started, I would like to mention some rather big TNCC news. Everything is ridiculously big and over the top tonight. We got big beers, a giant fucking cigar,
Big hat.
well, if time tells
No, I'm
us.
saying that's a big freaking hat.
Oh, it should get bigger and bigger as our film goes on. That's why I love that hat. Only there's gonna be some weird shit making that hat get bigger tonight. More on that later. It's a night full of big things, including the guys in the movie. They're junk in their Speedos. That's. I heard you guys talking about that
No,
earlier.
it's actually just
no.
something you just said.
No.
Much more on that later. Over the last few episodes, you've probably noticed the pre-show Drew Estate advertising welcoming you to the show, and then the DE commercial spot sprinkled throughout the show. Well, I can finally announce that the mighty Drew Estate is our headline sponsor for 2018.
Yay.
Yeah, you got a little Drew Estate song?
DrewEstate.com.
Usually, Tut comes in. He's in marketing. He's got the lingos.
You took a marketing degree to do that? All right.
Yes, I did. This has been a long time coming with Drew Estate. We've known the folks at Drew Estate for a long time, and we've always talked about doing something together. And now here we are. Not only is DE sponsoring the show, which will greatly help us in keeping the lights on around here, which is ironic because right before the show the lights went out. Actually, the check came just in the nick of time. But it will also allow us to do some cool projects outside the podcast. As part of this deal, we will also be traveling with Drew Estate across the nation to all 5 Barn Smoker events. Connecticut, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Florida, Louisiana. Did I get it?
I think you're right. Yes.
And we'll also be part of the Drew Estate team in Vegas at the IPCPR trade show and at Cigar Fest. We're going to be hanging out with the boys. We're going to be doing live streams. We're going to be doing interviews. We're going to be documenting all these events in our own special way. We might even do an episode or 2 from the road while we're out there. Who knows?
I'm not allowed in all of those states, though, so let's run that by here.
I'm asking who knows. I don't. Do you guys know?
No.
Okay.
Nobody does.
I've only been outlawed in Florida, so
There was some unpleasantness in Louisiana.
I explained to their travel department we might have some unused tickets for some of these excursions.
Wait, where did you and I kill that endangered species?
Oh,
We weren't in Louisiana yet.
You're correct. That was actually the border of...
It was like the Mississippi-Alabama border.
Mississippi-Louisiana border, I believe.
So I might not be allowed in Louisiana.
Oh, I'm positive you are not. That'll be one you miss.
You were an accomplice.
I'm going to need you guys to handle...
their legal age is like 14. I'm sure you're okay.
No, endangered species.
He killed a giant...
This pterodactyl flew out of the
Pretty sure it was a
swamp,
pelican.
and it was at least maybe a pterosaur. And
Look, we've all got baggage, and we'll see who shows up.
It's all from Louisiana.
It's all from Louisiana. Actually, I'm going to need you guys to cover the Vegas stuff. I can't go there anymore. Seriously, though, I've waited a long time for a company out there in the industry to see the value in us that I do. We work really hard. All jokes aside, we work really hard at what we do. We're very unique. I understand that. We do something that no one else out there does. But the fact that Drew Estate wants us to bring that special thing we do and make it a part of what they do, I don't take that responsibility lightly. So we're going to rock it. We're going to have a really fun year. And I'm stoked. I've been waiting to tell the masses about this for a while.
Amen.
And here we are with what I think is the perfect partner for Tuesday Night Cigar Club. It's like, what's that Jay-Z song? I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. I mean, there's nobody bigger than Drew Estate.
No one?
No one.
I like it.
Look at you
I like it a
throwing out
lot.
the Jay-Z.
How about that, huh?
You could have just said anybody.
Would I have been more Jay-Z-ish? Should I put the gloves back on?
Please don't.
No.
I don't know. I'm kind of always partial to Chubb
When do we
Rock
go throw
myself.
our sticks of dynamite?
Let's address the the literal elephant in the room.
I've been performing a series of experiments over here. It weighs about the same as this can.
Which is a giant can.
The pan actually breaks when you touch it to the. This is a stick of dynamite, correct?
It's about, I would say, proportionally not too far off. It might actually be heavier than a stick.
Kind of like one of those old German World War II potato mashers. You just kind of fling it. And its own weight takes care of itself.
Well, we always do a green cigar for St. Patty's Day.
Here we are at the TNCC table.
Tonight, we're going to be doing the Ogre 70 by Asylum 13. If you'll check on YouTube, we actually interviewed Dom Lazuka of Asylum at Cats Fest last year. And we talked a little bit about some of their more zany projects, this being one of them.
Yeah.
This is a cigar?
This is... hit him over the head with it. It's a 7x70, which I believe is at least... the biggest one we've ever done on the show is a 60 ring gauge.
Oh, yeah.
This is a 70.
I griped about that.
It's also commonly referred to as the industry, this shape or vitola as the Cade.
No, it's not.
It's not true at all.
I've never heard that.
You guys don't know as much as I do about that kind of stuff. From the famous smoke shop website.
No way, you're fired.
From the famous smoke shop website, they say this: Asylum 13, the Ogre cigars are rolled barber pole style in dual Nicaraguan Habano and Candela wrappers. Habano being the brown wrapper, Candela being the green, obviously.
It's actually a barber pole.
Plus an all... It actually works as a barber pole as well. Plus an all Nicaraguan filler and binder core. So it's a Nicaraguan Puro. For one of the most complex and intriguing Puros you'll ever put your lips to. The Ogre ring sizes...
I'm using that line tomorrow.
The Ogre ring sizes range from a 5x50 Robusto, which I thought about doing, but then I don't know why, but he's been getting under my skin lately, and I knew he would hate smoking this thing, so I did it out of spite. But actually, if I really wanted to do spite, there is one bigger, a 6x80. They call it the tree trunk.
Oh, you mean in the cigar world they call it the Tuttle?
Well, it's nothing the doctor didn't handle back at Poughkeepsie State. Poughkeepsie. How do we say that wrong?
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie. Well,
they didn't call it the pits for no good goddamn reason.
They go on to say the smoke is ultra smooth with layers of flavor that are revealed inch by savory inch. I'm using that line tomorrow. Cade style.
You guys let me know how those work out for you.
All right, Famous did not say Cade style there. Each cigar is protected by a tissue paper overlap. Did you guys see the tissue paper that you took off the foot of your cigar? And they're presented in boxes of 30 or 50. Can you imagine how big a box of 50 is?
It's like an ammo box,
Using
man.
that tissue paper now as a handkerchief.
Order yours now at famoussmokeshop.com. That's where I picked these up. We'll talk price later. I debated doing the 5x50, the 6x60. We've certainly all handled those manageable ring gauges. But special occasions, so why not go for their big guy? Plus, I've actually heard really positive things about. Once you get it going, I've heard really good things about the 70. So we'll see. Watch yourself, or I'll get that 6x80 tree trunk next year. But yeah, now will come the awkward part, where you hear just an insane amount of lighters clicking, trying to set fire to these just immense cigars. You know what? It doesn't really feel that heavy in the hand, though. We've had heavier cigars.
No, it's just thick.
Yeah. I can easily get my hand around this. What about you guys? Let me see your hands around these things.
No. Well, I have to loosen up the grip a little bit. It's really tough, getting the jaw open far enough.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna have a sore jawline.
What's wrong with my leg? Good God, what's happening? Yak boy, what are we drinking?
Foster's.
Good St. Paddy's Day Irish beer, Foster's.
Actually, in its own way, it is Irish.
Tell us more.
Tell us
I
more
will tell
about
you more.
this.
Foster's was created by two Irish-American brothers from New York who immigrated to Australia, arrived in Melbourne in 1886.
By immigrated, they were that was a
kicked
penal
out.
colony, wasn't it?
They were kicked out. No,
They're lepers.
And by penal colony, I don't mean Cade's fantasy. I mean it was actually a prison colony.
Hey, I was in there, Mark.
Look, I couldn't hear a penal joke.
So it was started by Irishmen.
yes, it was.
How about that?
Two
Americans?
two brothers.
Irish-
Irish American.
Well, they still have
but they
Irish
were
in them.
Two brothers, William and Ralph Foster.
Okay.
So, they started brewing, and Foster's became available to the public in 1889. And it was first exported from Australia in 1901. It was sent to Australian combatants in the Boer War. Boer
War. B-O-E-R?
Yeah.
Boer War.
Boer War.
Which I'm sure they lost because they were all drunk.
Most likely. No.
Well, they couldn't lift the cans.
Have
too
they
tired.
always been in these giant cans?
No. The cans themselves. They actually introduced They first started canning in the 50s, and then which they started using the larger sizes, obviously for exporting purposes. Just it made it easier. It came to the U.S. They started exporting to the U.S. in '72.
Sitting around a campfire, man. I'm sorry.
Why is the larger can easier for exporting? Seems like it'd be harder for everything.
Well, for individual, I mean, if you think about it, back in the day, most people, we think of it here as beer being in a smaller thing, but most places beer was served by the bottle. Canning was not as prevalent as it became here because canning actually started here in the U.S.
Okay. All right. I only know. I always like the big can because when we go grocery store shopping, if I was at the grocery store, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna go grab one beer, to drink, and I'd always come back with a giant Foster's can.
Nah. Actually, I think this might be only like my second Foster's ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, now most people when they think of a Foster's, they're thinking of Foster's Lager,
Correct. The blue
can, which everyone loves their commercials.
This is a green can for St. Patrick's Day.
This is their premium ale. It's an English style
You
pale
pulling
ale.
me fucking leg.
Come up with that with yourself, did you?
Yak Boy was telling us about the premium ale.
Go on, Yak Boy. Tell us about the beer.
All right. Wait, that sounded more Scottish.
Either way, I've heard it both ways.
It'll be
So
better.
it's our syntax you have a problem with now, is it?
I don't know if you're being serious or being sarcastic. But no, the premium ale is 5.5% ABV and about 30 IBU.
Okay. There's no IBUs in the lager.
No, it's
That's-
a lager. It's very. I mean, it's
No, but
negligible.
that's one of the differences I can taste already. There's a little bit of hoppiness.
Like I said,
not
this
bitter, but
is
it's
a
hops.
English style pale ale.
You wouldn't order a Foster's Lager at Outback Steakhouse?
No. I don't eat at Outback. I haven't eaten at Outback since like '94.
Bloomin' onion.
Too good for it, are you, matey?
Didgeridoo.
I haven't.
Well, dip me knickers in the end of the rainbow.
Personal choice or
No, it's not like I was like, you know what? I'm never eating a
never
bloomin'
eaten
onion
Outback?
again.
Fuck Australia.
Fuck your bloomin' onion. Fuck Paul Hogan. No.
Crocodile Dundee.
I love Crocodile Dundee. I love the Crocodile Hunter.
let's
I
be
just
hon-
never really.
Let's be honest. I just thought the giant cans were a great pairing with this giant cigar. I mean, look at it. They look great together.
It just makes the cigar look normal sized.
It does.
Give it over.
We should have gotten microphones that were like this big. It's like, we lose our minds. Are we shrinking? What's happening here? Plus, I should mention this. Our fifth member, Fritz Beer, who you're listening to, as always, his music behind us tonight. He's the only dude I ever actually saw drink these in bars.
Yeah.
Like, he'd walk around talking to chicks carrying around one of these things, which is ballsy.
I would say that's pretty impressive.
But, I mean,
this is how I roll.
No, I mean it makes perfect sense. I mean you get a good pump on when you're holding that thing in a static can position. It's like a static arm curl for like your entire night. He's smart.
It's Fritz. I don't think those cans are heavy for too long. He is our fifth member. I just thought it's always a cool look. Walk around a bar where no one, everybody else has their little. All the other dudes have their little wiener beers, and
So I heard that like Foster's is like pooed on in Australia, actual Australia. Is that true? Is that true, Cody?
It is actually. I mean, we think of it as being like this is the Australian beer, but it's.
oh,
it really
like
isn't.
that pooed on. I thought like, can we drink this?
It's sewage.
Yikes! Oh, okay.
No, it's not the number one beer there.
30 on the IBU and 100 on the IBP.
Other beers that are actually more popular in Australia in comparison to Foster's, Carlton Draft, Victoria Bitter. Foster's probably about third or fourth, really. But now it has actually come up here in the last few years. It's gained a little bit more, I guess, acceptance. It's been one of those. It's just one of those beers that's always been around. So kind of like for here, if you're for all the people out there,
It's
it'd
the
be
Budweiser of Australia.
in a way,
It
yeah. I
kind
mean,
of- yeah, because I mean, it really wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like so disparaged that you didn't see advertising in Australia from Foster's. It was all over the place.
So when I go to Outback Steakhouse and feel like, well, I should drink a couple of Foster's with my meal, I'm really just a sap.
I don't think so. I think you're just fine doing that.
Thank you.
I don't understand. I just noticed on the can it says brewed in the
Brewed in
USA.
the USA.
well, a lot of beers are. They have
Kinda
brewing rights with companies. That way, they don't have to ship.
Kind of like Toyota. It's manufactured in Tennessee.
Texas.
Correct. But specifically, this is actually brewed by Coors. Coming out of Golden, Colorado. So it's all in the water.
Kate,
Stephen
you earned
Fry,
yourself a
what's
free
up,
Aussie
Golden,
Tizer
Colorado?
next
See, I told him he was okay having that Foster's. Now I'm getting a free appetizer.
time. Aussie Tizer.
Bloomin' onion.
Oh, Aussie Tizer.
Yeah.
Do they allow substitutions?
Substitutions.
I don't know, but we're going to find out.
No. Does the wait staff there talk in Australian accents?
No.
No.
It would be a lot
That'd be
cooler
awesome
if
if
they
they
did.
did. Yeah. What do you guys think about the cigar? Anything else on the beer yaks?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, I like it. I think it's.
I think
It
it's.
tastes
it's
good.
The beer, the beer's fine. I'm not. It's not like.
I mean, I'll be honest. I've never had this. I mean, I have drank the.
I've had the regular blue
regular
Foster, the lager.
The lager.
No, this is it doesn't. Man, I'm kind of burnt out on lagers. This has a little bit of the hop factor to it. I like it.
Yeah,
it's-
I kind of do too. It's not blowing me away, but at the same time,
there's not a
I
lot
can-
of complexity. There's no
yeah.
complexity, but it's got a good. It's got a good okay taste.
I could drink. If I can lift the can, I can drink it.
I have had this before. They actually serve
add Outback steak.
loose big cans like this in a local grocery store, but I've had the regular lager. I assume they would have this at Outback. I've always had the regular lager there.
Well, I originally wanted Tut to pick up the Foster's Special Bitter beer tonight, but the liquor store where we get our beers from, it actually had the picture of this with the Special Bitters on there. So
Yeah.
he did the right thing. I texted him a picture.
I thought you were going to say I had a picture of Tut saying, "Do not serve this person anymore."
That's coming. But when I read the
Yeah,
description,
I saw. I even double. I was so proud. I double checked myself. I was like, can.
No, it's not your fault this time.
And there it is.
And there it is. But no, when I saw the description of the Special Bitter, it said a light-bodied brew with a smooth and creamy mouthfeel, Cade style, and I was like, that's got to be really something. But then we didn't get that beer.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have that beer. I think this is the only.
This is the only one that was there.
Yeah, that because it's the Special Bitter seems like you don't see that around a lot.
I've never even heard of it.
All right, well, the beer's so far so good. How do you guys? All jokes aside, I mean it's a big cigar, but look at that burn line. That is for a cigar this size to have a look how razor sharp your burn line is.
Yeah, the construction on it is pretty dang good. I also like the smoke presentation too.
It's copious.
When you find, yeah, first of all,
As
it's
the volunteer
see-
fire department pulls up outside the corner of No Hope.
it's copious amounts of smoke. But I also like once you get a good draw going on it, that smoke has that nice little almost Liga profile to where it travels up the body of the cigar.
Which is a
It's
long
nice.
travel.
The volunteer fire department. I didn't volunteer for this.
Man alive, there are men alive in here. I tell you what, it's got a nice spice on the nose, on the retrohale, kind of a black pepper spice. It's like Tut said, construction. Once you get a cut enough to get a good draw, it's drawing smoothly.
Now, like a lot of barber poles, I'm getting tear around one of the wrappers. But that happens a lot on barber
It could
poles.
also be, these have been in the humidor for some time, and now they're out. It's 30 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It could be several things. Mine looks perfect.
Now, the one thing I don't like is that I'm focusing so much on trying to keep this thing going. I'm not really being able to enjoy it.
I actually
Actually,
had to relight it once I get it going. I'm not having any relight issues.
no, I'm talking about trying to keep it hot enough to where I don't have to relight.
Oh, you're worried that like a
Keep
campfire-
smoking or it's going to go out.
like a
anything.
fireplace. You got to keep
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Anything. It's just burning hotter.
Flavor wise, I'm getting typical Candela, kind of a grassiness, but I'm also getting that Nicaraguan earth. More than anything, I'm just getting that Nicaraguan kind of mineral and earth. But I like it. I'm actually. If you remember, we did the what is it? The Isabella barber pole not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was we got kind of a real ho hum reception from us. But it's only an inch into this monster. But I'm digging it, Doc.
Yeah, kind of got almost a little bit of a nuttiness.
Cashew,
Couldn't really, kind of like a
peanut,
roasted nuts kind of.
roasted nut. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, well, I'll come back to it. Grassiness from the Candela. Earth, mineral from Nicaraguan.
Maybe Earth is more what I'm trying to say.
Okay, some nuttiness. And, all right, well, let's come back to it. Well, a classic Australian beer calls for a classic Australian film. But I couldn't find one of those, so we're going to be watching Wet and Wild Summer tonight.
Wet and Wild.
It is our giant 4th annual St. Patrick's Day drinking and partying extravaganza from Live Down Under. If I keep saying that enough, you guys are going to get excited. I know it. No?
Maybe.
I drink more of this beer. No, I can't really. If I drink more of this beer, then yeah, I'll get excited. Or not really. I'll just get real sleepy.
Well, keep chugging, Tut. Keep on.
saying
Eventually, my arm's going to give out, and I can't.
Look, I'm going to survive tonight. I'm going to drink a shitload of beer. I'm going to smoke this giant dong because I've got free Aussie-tizers coming to me next time I eat at the Outback with the doctor.
And I might be ordering a leprechaun voice.
That'll really confuse them. Let me get a Foster's. We could educate them and say, Foster's was founded by Irish Americans.
Get out.
If you don't want me and me pal walking out the door, we'll get a 2-for-1, you dirty whore.
You're not allowed into Outback, are you?
That's why I was kind of with subtlety trying to take a survey and see who went there. Tut didn't go.
Well, no wonder you were so gracious with the free Aussie-tizers.
Hey, I've always been gracious with my Aussie-tizers.
That's true. Those were simpler times. Guy could get drunk and use an Irish leprechaun voice, and everything was fine the next day. Now you're an asshole.
Exactly. It's true.
Wet and Wild Summer.
Sure, the words were never spoken.
1992. Good year.
1992.
Directed by Maurice Murphy, an Aussie. Just
turn
like
the mic around towards you. No, the other way. There you go.
Is that good? You hear me okay?
Sure.
Directed by Maurice Murphy, an Aussie, just like our St. Patty's Day beer.
Oh, so he's from New York.
Are you guys confused as much as I am about this episode?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Where are we?
Just
So we open things up. Let's just dive in and we'll see what happens. We open things up on an extended beach sequence. Boy, we've had our share of beach sequences on the show, huh?
Yes.
Not quite like this, but
this is a better beach sequence.
you're damn right it is, because we're at Mullet Beach in Australia, and smack dab in the middle of the big lifeguard competition. Lifeguard championships, I believe. It's a huge competitive tournament involving rowing and swimming and what seems just like an endless amount of hard-bodied dudes in bikini trunks.
I don't know. They weren't all hard bodies. There was like a couple.
That's true.
It was definitely a democratic mixture of bodies.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They started out like, look at this dude. He's ripped, and then just come the one pale dude. Like, here, just put on the Speedo and get out there. We need to fill up the lines. We only got 5 guys that actually have like
help him get in that boat.
And
struggling.
This isn't something that you had to really search for because it's right there in front of you. But why did they all have their Speedos pulled up into their ass cracks like women do with thongs?
That I actually did some research. In Australia, that is what's called. No, I don't know why.
Maybe it was just a joke.
But
I also figured the other thing was
we call it a banana rang.
It's a banana rang, Mike.
I think it was a joke. I think that.
No, I think they were like
no.
Sexy.
I was joking. I don't know what they all had.
Pulling it up into your crack. It's like better.
I think
helps water resistance.
Yes, I think it makes you faster when you're rowing. I believe so.
I don't think that's.
It gives you more intensity as you're going.
Now, one of those guys was using his dong as a rudder in the back. I'll never. Wait, which version did you guys watch of this movie?
Apparently not the right one.
There was only one version of this movie.
I watched Wet and Really Wild Summer. Ooh, a little thunder outside. That's the gods telling me, watch it, dude. You've been doing a lot of questionable stuff on the show lately. There's a lot of guys with wedgies, and like you said, if this was an American movie in '92 with lifeguards, they would all be Baywatch. They would all be hard bodied. There is a lot of just normal looking Joes out there.
It actually just makes me feel like it's like normal lifeguards. Like, hey, someone should do something. That guy's drowning out there. Yeah. Instead, you would have like that slow motion
Why did I eat that other Aussie Tizer? Or why did I eat that other Aussie Tizer?
Bloomin' onion.
Do they have Outback Steakhouses in Australia?
No, they do not. They would just call them steakhouses.
Well, we have Texas Roadhouses here,
I have no idea.
That's true.
and I love how every time I go somewhere, they want to take me there. I don't think they know that we have those here. I go up to Ohio,
Taste
and
of home.
they're
We'll
like,
take you to the Texas Roadhouse.
it's Friday night. We're going to take you to the Texas Roadhouse. Oh, what is this place? Saddles on the walls? This is crazy. It's like I'm back home.
Next time you guys come to Salado, we're hitting up the Ohio Kitchen.
I'm not shitting you though,
Horse
folks.
parking out front? Perfect.
In the first 3 minutes of this movie, we see one topless babe and no less than 75 dude asses and bulges. You're welcome, doctor.
I wasn't thanking you.
No, I'm pretty sure that these movie selections are a cry for help. It's okay, man. It is okay.
Cry for something.
Excuse me, in the words of George Takei, it's okay to be Takei. Oh my.
I was watching this movie. There was a lot of oh my's. Oh my. The 3 things stuck out to me, though. Stuck out in this credit sequence. Number 1, 99% of these dudes from the activities we see are terrible lifeguards.
Yes.
Their boats are flipping over. They're drowning. Like they're not very good, considering this is like the best.
The
of the
best of the best.
2, for all these races, what's up with the dude holding the long deer rifle up in the air? They don't have starter pistols. He's holding up a rifle with one hand and shooting it into the sky.
It's Australia, mate.
No pistols.
Well, maybe they need like something that's like really, really loud. Like,
And before you NRA people jump in, this is before the Australian gun ban.
This
so
is
they had
this.
weapons.
I thought about that, and this is way before that.
Yeah.
It just looks ridiculous. That guy holding that giant rifle there. And then also the title pops up on screen. It isn't Wet and Wild Summer. So much so, the doctor texted me like, "Am I watching the right movie?" The title, which Wet Wild Summer is a fantastic title.
Yeah.
yes, I was.
The title that scrolls across the screen is Exchange Lifeguards, which is, of course, a terrible title.
Okay.
Exchange Lifeguards.
Who came up with that one?
Somebody who had had too many Aussie Tizes. It's terrible. But they thought enough to change the name, but not go into change that little opening credit thing to say Wet and Wild Summer. So I guess this movie is available out there, maybe in some markets as Exchange. We all
Exchange
watched it on Amazon Prime under Wet and Wild Summer.
Correct.
So yeah, that was interesting. You know what else is interesting? Before I move on from the opening credits here, any guesses?
What?
anything at all. It could just be anything.
It could be anything, but I'm going to take a quick moment here to tell you about the interesting Undercrown Sun-Grown cigar from our friends at Drew Estate. We featured it back on episode 59 last year. It ended up coming in at number 9 on our top 10 cigars of 2017 list, featuring a delicious Ecuadorian sun-grown Sumatra wrapper. The cigar has quickly become a current favorite of mine. You like it. Doctor, I think we still need to get you one.
I have a couple in the humidor.
There you go.
Good man. Good man.
Good man. We walk the walk and we talk the talk. Or we talk the talk and then we walk the walk.
Yeah, but I think we're smoke walking.
We're doing stuff. We're doing stuff. But it's a really good cigar. So get out there to your local retailers and pick up a handful. You will not regret it. Learn more at www.drewestate.com. Keith A. Howe does that way better than I do. But you get what you pay for.
DrewEstate.com.
There you go. Well, after the credits are complete, we cut to the good old USA, where inside the McCain Corporation's corporate headquarters, young blonde pretty boy Bobby McCain is trying to discuss the company's newly planned Australian resort with his eccentric millionaire father, Big Mike McCain. But Daddy seems to have gone off the deep end, me style, with all this crazy shit. He's playing with a big ball of mud, and he's not listening at all to the discussion about the business. Bobby here is played by real life pretty boy
Kate
Chris.
Style. What?
Real life pretty boy Kate Style.
No.
Threw that in at the
No.
wrong
Damn it.
time.
No, you said it.
Now we got to live with that.
And now I'm the one with issues.
Who's he played by?
I'm
Let
just
us
gonna
know.
smoke on this large pole.
Real. I'll drink to that. Or I'll drink to that. Mates. You would say mateys, but that's pirates, right?
Yes.
They don't say mateys in Australia.
Speaking of pirates,
Exeter Flexeter, fee fi fo fell. Looks like the dock is surrounded by Tinkerbells.
I'd say, what about Cody? But he is wearing that hat.
This hat is pure awesome. You know what? I'm taking it off. No one likes it.
You leave that on.
That's what I thought.
Actually, we saw our first naked sunbathing chick in the opening credits. You know what to do.
I thought it was after I finish a beer.
No.
Yeah, it is Foster's. It'll take me like forever to finish one beer. Hang on.
We saw a naked girl, so the hat goes up a few inches. There you go. Everybody?
thank goodness it wasn't a dude butts. Otherwise, it'd already be all the way up.
No, it's a different podcast. Bobby is played by blonde 70s, early 80s heartthrob Christopher Atkins, who you may know from the Pirate movie
Not one sound.
or the
not
Blue
even
Lagoon.
Blue Lagoon.
The
with Brooke
Blue
Shields, I believe,
Lagoon.
like 80 or 81. I think that was his big
Yeah.
claim to fame.
Tud actually didn't.
I didn't remember
He's
Blue
like, he's like, I
Lagoon.
finally recognized one of our actors for once, and I was like, oh yeah, Blue Lagoon. He's like, no, the Pirate movie.
Yes, I too remember the pirate movie.
Thank you.
What's the pirate movie?
It was a musical.
Yeah, it was a parody of Pirates of Penzance.
It's really called the pirate movie?
Yeah, it's
The
called
Pirates
the Pirate
movie.
I vaguely remember it as being terrible.
He did
It
a...
was great. I don't
was
understand.
terribly
No,
great.
it was great. I don't
Or it was
understand.
greatly
what-
terrible. Either way, it was both great and terrible.
No, either way, the two real
he had
men
a
around here.
stint on Dallas, the TV show,
Oh.
as one of Charlene Tilton, Lucy Ewing's love interest back in the day.
Oh, okay.
And not long ago, we had been discussing the late Amanda Peterson,
from Can't Buy Me Love.
and I found a movie that I was looking to see if there was anything else I could find that she was in, and she was in a movie with him in the late 80s, which was a very interesting kind of Lifetime-esque sort of movie, but the name escapes me. I'm going to have to look it up.
So he still kept doing so. I know he's big on the convention circuit. I think he does a lot of signings.
That was late 80s. I'm not sure all what he does now,
Autograph
but I
signings.
think he's still
I think he
working.
still works. So that's Bobby McCain. Big Mike McCain, his pops, is played by Elliot Gould of the original MASH film fame.
Yeah.
Bob, Ted, Carol, and Alice, or what was the movie?
You got it. Yeah, that was it.
Did I get that right? Bob, Carol, Ted, and Alice. The Long Goodbye.
He's been in everything.
That
He's
was Philip Marlowe movie, right? The Long Goodbye.
Yes.
He's been in like 200 movies. I mean, I couldn't believe he was in this. But I guess you don't get to 200 movies, and they're all MASH.
I liked him. I like his presence.
You'd also recognize he's in those ocean movies with George Clooney. He had a big role in those, and he was Monica's dad on Friends.
Correct.
Courtney Cox.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you just... I never know his name, and I can't recall of when I've seen him, but I've noticed that I've seen him in everything.
Well, it's just weird seeing him pop up in Exchange
It's
Lifeguards.
lifeguards.
But it was weird to me. But as often as the case, things that are weird to me aren't weird to anybody else. So.
I'm wondering if this movie was actually made for Australia, and this is like a decent budget flick.
I'm guessing. Like, and we say this a lot of times with these low budget films. Some actors probably just take the gig to go to on set.
and he actually...
it's a trip to Australia.
Yeah.
But I don't get the feeling that it did not go to Australia. It's just some beach in California. Let's
No, there
just
was
stick
a
up a
lot
sign
of there
called
was a lot
Mullet
of
Beach.
there was a lot of Australian
I
accents.
think it was. There was a lot of Aussie accents.
It could have been as simple as with a guy who's got a filmography that diverse. He could have been in Australia doing something else.
Yeah.
And he knew somebody on the film, and he got hired and did 2 days worth of work.
Kind of like when a band is playing Austin and Dallas, you can get them for cheap
Pass
if you
through.
pass through if you're
Yeah.
a little town in between.
There's a
I've
movie.
never thought about that, but yeah,
there's
that's
a
a good
movie
point.
from the early 2000s, around 2004 or so. I don't know how familiar people are with it. It's kind of funny. It's called Euro Trip.
Yeah.
So Matt Damon has a a small role at the very beginning of that movie, and that's it. He's just in one scene. He plays a guy that's singing in like a punk band at the beginning, and as it turns out, I remember listening to part of the audio commentary, and the guys who wrote and directed Eurotrip, one of them knew Matt Damon from Harvard, and as it turns out, the point I was getting to was they filmed most of that movie Eurotrip in Prague, and Matt Damon was in Prague. I don't know if he was working on one of the Jason Bourne movies at that time. He was there doing something else, and because one of these guys knew him, he was able to get in touch with him, and he was able to show up for one night and shoot something like that. And so it could have been something similar.
Okay, well, that's as good a theory as any. Well, Bobby's attempt to talk to his father about the potential new development at Mullet Beach.
Or he was sitting there and got a call from his agent and went, "Wet and Wild Summer, huh?
No.
I think this is going to be huge.
Exchange lifeguards.
This is going to be huge.
Well, there's some huge things in there, Elliot.
Sign me up."
Why'd you give me that look when you said that? Well, the talk goes nowhere. You can tell the son's really invested in the business and was really focused and wanted to impress his dad. But Dad seems completely off his rocker, crazy. As his stepmom, Mrs. McCain, a much younger blonde, pours some bubbly down Dad's throat, drinky, and seems way too okay with her spaced-out hubby. Which sucks, because you can tell Bobby really put some work into this presentation they're about to give.
Find a woman like that.
He even made a video which he shows his dad, which is full of nude chicks. Like, come to Mullet Beach, condominiums, local wildlife. And then there's just like these two big titty chicks pop up on the beach. Well done, Bobby. Well done. Real quick, the beer is... I'm not going to come back to it too much.
Yeah,
it's pretty straightforward, but it's enjoyable.
It is.
The cigar, though, I'm really surprised by. I'm getting really good Nicaraguan kind of earth and mineral with a little bit of grassiness from that Candela wrapper. Smoke production is, like Tut said, traveling all around the shaft of this thing. It's
Too easy.
I'm enjoying it. And if Tut's honest, he'll tell you he's enjoying it also.
What do you say, Tut? You enjoying that shaft?
Yeah, well, my cigar is fraying all over the place now.
Oh, wow, look at his wrapper. Nobody else's is doing that.
No, nobody else is doing this. But yeah, it's pretty much disintegrating on me, which is weird because the burn line was still pretty much razor sharp. The ash on it is pretty much stacked.
The nose tingling spice has left me now after about 2 inches.
I get just a little. I still get that little bit of spice on the retro hail back end. I'm kind of like you. I mean,
I'm getting more. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's just that earth mineral flavor has been what I'm getting the most of.
Are you getting any grassiness from the Candela?
I did in the beginning, like right when I first lit up, but it's kind of died down. I'm just getting earth and mineral.
I'm still getting it kind of coming and going.
I'm getting all grassy. I'm getting all Candela flavor.
Really?
But no,
well, that's because your brown wrapper is not touching the cigar anymore.
Apparently, it's just unraveled like wrapping paper.
I'm no cigar expert. Oh, wait a minute, I am.
You just need to grab it and do that little twist thing.
Gloves back on.
I got my gloves. I'm just waiting for the ash to fall off this thing and burn my hands.
Yeah,
I am getting some of those classic Nicaraguan flavors, but I'm getting it just kind of comes and goes, the grassy component. But I'm liking it. All jokes aside, I mean it's smoking like a typical Candela barber pole that I've had a lot of times.
Man, it's God, that dang ring gauge is just it's uncomfortable in my hands. It's uncomfortable in my mouth.
If you're not used to holding something this size in your hands, I can see where it would be uncomfortable.
That's what's weird.
I'm having no struggles whatsoever.
That's what's weird is that I'm actually pleased to be stepping.
Then again,
down
I dated a New York Nick for several months in the summer of '93. I'm not naming names. Cheerleader. I mean,
Judging by the size of this thing, I was going to say Larry Johnson.
Wasn't he Grandmama?
He was. Charlotte
Very
Hornets.
good.
I'm so confused.
Well,
You want me to put on the Grandmama outfit tonight? I don't know. It was the barber pole of relationships.
every time you bring up the New York Knicks, you owe me 20 push-ups.
Well, we'll come back to it, huh? I can see why people. I mean, there's a lot of crappy barber pole gimmick cigars that.
Yes.
And to me, I mean, flavor wise, this thing's doing a good job.
I like barber poles. I think they're a neat presentation. I do have them often. I don't know. It might be just the way I handle it, but a lot of barber poles in my hands just come
Unravel?
apart.
Yeah. I have good luck with barber poles.
Metaphor for life. Put something beautiful in Tut's hands.
For the record, I don't want this to mess up my burgeoning modeling career. I never had a relationship with Larry Johnson of the New York Knicks. Just want to get that out there. Well, next thing you know, we're at a large gathering at the McCain Corporation's lobby area, where after a so-so version of the national anthem is sung by Mrs. McCain, Mr. McCain's slimy right-hand man...
Better than that Fergie presentation, am I
right? Am I the
right?
only one that was like, hey, she tried something different? Like, what's the big deal? I thought it sounded okay.
I still haven't listened to it, so I don't know.
Nobody wants to hear anything different
Did
from
you listen to it?
I did.
What'd you think? Were you offended by it?
Wasn't offended by it. I mean, I still remember when you can still catch it when, what's her face? Roseanne sang the damn anthem, and that was like just...
Whose idea was that?
Cat screeching.
Kaepernick stood up and ran away. He wasn't even born yet, probably. I thought Fergie's was fine. God forbid somebody would do something different.
Didn't hear it. Don't even know what event it was at.
Remember when being offended was seen as a weakness in your character? Now people wear it like a badge of honor. I'm offended by that.
That is assault. That is assault.
This is assault. I want Fergie to apologize to me personally.
I wouldn't mind if she came over and apologized. I'm joking, honey.
Maybe we'll Skype her in.
How come every time you come around my London?
See anything you like, Fergie? You know, you can tell a lot about a guy by the cigar he smokes.
It's a great point.
Now, okay, it's only going to be
all evening about people just. I mean, it's one thing if they're legitimate offenses, but people get offended at everything now.
Not me. It takes a lot to offend me.
Offended?
This beer is bland and the cigar isn't big enough.
But I'm not offended by it. I may not care for it, but... Anyway, Mr. McCain's slimy right-hand man, Richard Gray, and his mustache decide... He even has an evil little guy mustache. Decide to not allow the loopy Mr. McCain on stage at the podium to address the investors. He gives the task of talking to the crowd to Bobby instead. But before Bobby can grab the mic, some environmentalist tough guys in the crowd... They sure don't look like the environmentalist tough guys we have today, do they? I'm used to seeing like hipsters in like flannel and these are like just 80s big macho dudes, like muscle guys. What about the trees? You're killing the oceans. Like these guys they got mullets and like sleeveless like bicep. Like they don't look anything like what I would think.
I just like how most of them are just in the little group shaking their head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the whales, asshole? Okay.
Tell them about the other stuff. Yeah.
They were just a weird little group of protesters.
Just look over there at that guy. Make faces. Yeah. So what are they? They're environmentalists. Does anyone else see a problem with this? No, just shoot it. We don't have much time left. Let's just get this done.
The same guys in the Speedos from just put a flannel shirt on him. He's an environmentalist now. Well, Richard Gray quickly gives his nod to his two security guys to start shoving the bigger guys to get them out of there.
It really makes no sense. Like, how are these two guys, which appear to be smaller than the other guys?
And I like it because they give the, you want to go? They give a little shrug.
Yeah, on their way out, though. Who'd you bribe for this deal? You're wrecking our communities. And that one guy's like, what about the ocean? Well, Richard gives his cronies the nod and gets rid of those guys. Bobby gives a rousing speech informing the potential investors in the room that they'll soon be breaking ground on resorts in both Hawaii and Mullet Beach, Australia. and to whip out their checkbooks and invest in the future. I think Bobby nailed it. It was a pretty good speech.
It was good. Made me want to invest in it.
But, and this is a big but, as Bobby walks over to keep his crazy father company, after Richard assured him that he will be the new exchange lifeguard, he set it all up. You're going to go to Australia pretending to be a lifeguard. I still don't really understand this plan. And
I don't understand anything yet.
I've taken care of everything, Bobby. You're going to be an exchange lifeguard, and you're going to get there, and things are going to happen. We then see...
wasn't the whole idea behind fixing Bobby and the exchange lifeguard thing so that he could, like, perform some undercover work on looking for the resort in Australia because they hadn't really bought the property yet?
I think, but then at some points I thought they already had the property. Like,
they had all the other property except for one.
Except for Mullet Beach.
The clubhouse at Mullet Beach.
At Mullet
Okay.
So they fixed the competition so we could do a little sleuthing.
Well, he's going to go to Australia other than his dad, obviously. But we see Richard as Bobby goes to talk to his old man. We see Richard and his 1992 porn star mustache get really close with Mrs. McCain. He tells her that if she keeps feeding Mr. McCain these pills of hers, they'll have control over the company in no time. Uh-oh.
I'm just waiting for his dastardly top hat to come down.
I'm just picturing us at these barn smoker events with Cody giving me my happy pills. Drinky, drinky. Why's the host of the Tuesday Night Cigar Club always got that champagne glass? Let me tell you guys about mud.
Selling the TNCC over to Drew Estate in no time. Keep Kate acting crazy.
Yeah, that won't take much work. You don't need happy pills or champagne either. It's called malt liquor, and I'll drink it like knowing what it is. Just give it to me, I'll drink
Sent
it.
the doc to Switzerland on the exchange doctor program for no reason whatsoever, just to get him the fuck out of here.
That's copyright 2018, Exchange Doctors. Well, at the Los Angeles airport, Mr. McCain is having some last-minute reservations about sending Bobby on a mission under false pretenses. I used to do business shady, not anymore. I.e. the exchange lifeguard program. I guess it's like exchange students.
Well, and then
You give us a lifeguard.
it really did
we
make
give
me
you a
question.
lifeguard?
Yeah, I mean, you had like,
yeah.
you have like
used
a
to
whole
do
bunch
shady
of.
But did a
business.
lifeguard come back here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But for what?
For what?
I don't know. Maybe we had
There's
like
a lifeguard in the beaches of LA.
Yeah, he's over there running with David Hasselhoff.
Show people how to wear a Speedo.
Seems like that should have...
Exactly. This is the way the men U.S.
I'm just thinking because
US
Richard didn't give a shit about that part of the plan. They just show like a Australian lifeguard show up, one of those soft guys.
But
with
I
the
also-
belly.
It was him.
I'm-
I think it was one of those guys that won it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like the really bad, out of shape dude that won.
No, I think it was like their best one. It was someone that they relied on for the competition, wasn't it?
Well, we all interpreted this movie a lot differently.
But I was really trying to figure out. The one thing is like,
I only watched it when the boobs
You know,
showed up.
the father is over there like, I just don't do this anymore. What did he do in the past?
Well, one doesn't just dissect Fellini. It's
I was so about to throw Truffaut out there. we failed to interpret this movie worse than Jean-Luc Godard.
you know, what we do is film analysis. It's gonna take some conversation to figure out exactly what's going on. If the locals find out that Bobby isn't who he says he is, things could really go wrong with this plan. But those concerns are extinguished once Mrs. McCain and Richard give him a handful of his happy pills, his candy they call it, and a glass of champagne and wash him down. All of a sudden he's okay with everything.
Because you're not supposed to take medicine and mix it with alcohol.
Doctor, is there such thing as happy pills?
Yes, there are, actually.
Do they work?
Yes, they do.
Do you have any on you right now?
I've used all of them before I came here.
That's how he gets through the show.
Well, once Bobby's briefed on his new identity of Bobby Carter, couldn't even give him a new first name. Huh? You look a lot like that Bobby McCain guy who's trying to take over.
Nope,
Bobby Carter.
Bobby Carter. Bobby Carter.
I'm a B-car.
Oh, and both his dad's assistant and his dad both give him a handfuls of rubbers. You're going to Australia. Here's a bunch of condoms. Have you seen the beaches?
Should I?
I don't think you're gonna need those, dude.
I think I might need to go to Australia.
Again, opening 3 minutes, one pair of tatas, 70
What are those
guys in
condoms
Speedos.
for?
I'm
got
not judging.
I got a chance. I got a 1 in 70
Also, I mean,
chance.
couldn't they just tell him like, hey, as opposed to take these all the way on, you could just buy some when you get there. Fairly certain they have.
Yeah, but aren't they Australian condoms? They go backwards. Or that's toilet flushing.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works. In Australia, the condom wears you. Huh?
No.
No. Yeah.
Didgeridoo.
Back down under at Mullet Beach,
Down under.
another lifeguard championship. How are they saving lives? They have nonstop championships. All these contests is taking place. So we're back on the beach with a.
Just had that scene. You see some 8-year-old boy out there.
Help me!
Help! They're all running around with their boats.
Soon as it's over, soon as the competition's
And they're
over.
like, yeah, there's a competition going on here.
Even if the kid was
Nice.
drowning, if they tried to take a boat out to him, it would flip over. These guys can't do anything right. They're back on the beach with a bunch of dudes in their Speedos, as we'll see is the norm. They even show the trophies up for grabs are naked guys in their Speedos. The little gold things on top of the trophies are little naked lifeguards.
I missed that, but
I missed that too.
Well, they're not.
I miss that.
They're not naked. They have little Speedos on, but
it's just a
it's at
giant golden wang
It's
on
at,
top of
if you want to pause it, it's at 7 minutes 53 seconds in.
That's the name of it. You won the Golden Wang.
Lots of man ass in this film.
This year's Golden Wang
Hey.
champion.
All you lady TNCC listeners, you're welcome. It's a hot lead. Amazon Prime. Well, the one and only Mullet Beach is a very own Rusty Milton wins the competition, and yeah, he's a normal looking guy. He's not muscular or anything, but he won thanks to a clever. They do a little ruse with a fake shark in the water. Strap a fin to a guy and send him out there, and everybody gets scared, and their boats flip over, which they would have done anyway. but Rusty wins.
Which one was Rusty?
Just the guy that won.
Okay.
We never see him again.
All right.
It's weird though.
Oh, he's the one that goes to America, right?
Oh, is he the winner of the exchange lifeguard that goes to America?
I think so.
Man, they were trying really hard not to go. The boat's flipping over. No one's saving anybody.
I just thought it was weird that Australia had guys named Rusty. I thought that was an American.
Send him to America. No.
Man, we don't have anything that's just American. If you told me one name, like what's an American name? Rusty.
Russ.
Nope.
Austin.
Rusty. Well, do you guys think that the Rusty Milton looked just like the lead singer of Queens from the Stone Age? Josh Homme? Kind of like,
Never
No, but
followed
there was
him.
one of those other lifeguards they had that I thought the guy with the long red hair.
Yeah.
He kind of like I just that seemed like the sort of dude that you saw like buying discount T-shirts for Halloween and Slaughter and those types of bands.
I believe Halloween was an
That
Australian
was
band, weren't they?
him.
I think maybe they were.
Well, anyway, the contest, again, another contest is over, so they go to the local bar and start partying. At the party, one of the local bad guys confronts Mullet Beach head lifeguard Mick Dooley.
Mick.
Do you recognize
That's-
him?
No, but that is an Australian name.
You did not recognize Mick, the cool guy?
Oh, man.
Well, he tells Mick, despite their win, Mullet Beach is still way behind in the standings, and one more poor placing will get them officially removed from the Certified Surfers Association, the CSA. Anybody have a clue what that means? If they
No.
lose and they lose that, I don't either. This was very. Who
They
cares?
just, yeah. They throw another party?
I don't know if they got kicked out of the Certified Surfers Association.
So are you going to tell me who this Mick Dooley is?
We'll have to get other jobs to be incompetent at.
Dr. Doom himself from the Fantastic Four movies.
Julian McMahon.
Julian McMahon, Nip and Tuck. He played Dr. Doom in all the Fantastic Four movies. No?
No.
Anything else? I thought for sure.
I mean,
Nip and Tuck was the first thing I remember him
I
from.
haven't seen Nip and Tuck, and let's be honest, the Fantastic Four movies were kind of forgettable.
Yeah. But Mick doesn't seem to really give a shit about getting kicked out of or their placings. He's got a Cold Foster's in his hand. He's got a Hot Babe.
Hot babe on him? I mean, come on.
Wears a Speedo like Cade wears his fuzzy gloves.
He's, do you want me to put him back on?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
But yeah, Julian McMahon. I thought he was really good in this.
Hey, Kate, why don't you reach in that fridge over there? Give me another Foster's.
Fridgery-doo.
Get a fridgery-doo there.
Fridgery-doo.
Exeter Flexeter,
God.
fee fi fo fend. My Christ, these are the worst fucking accents.
I just threw out my back grabbing this beer.
Don't care what you say, mate.
Oh, by the way, guys, at all times we need to make sure we have equal parts cans of beer on the table, otherwise it'll flip. And our cigars have to stay somewhat in unison.
It's sad because it's a pretty heavy table.
Yes, Julian McMahon is Mick Dooley, which is a great Australian name. Unlike Rusty
like
Milton.
Mick Dundee.
A little bit. But when did Dundee come out? 80s?
First one, yeah, like 86.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate this because, that was more of, Australian culture fantasy. And this was kind of like, I thought this was a real representation of Australian couple.
They didn't have any koala bears or boomerangs or...
Boomerang. Boomerang.
They did not make a big deal out of that it was Australia.
That's not a knife, it's a spoon. I see you've played knifey spoony before.
Look at Tut's beer. You guys really need to be not listening to this on iTunes, watching it on YouTube. It's just
riveting stuff.
Riveting stuff. We got overflowing beers. We've got Cody with his leprechaun hat on.
It's not a head. That's a head.
That's not a hat. No, it is a hat. Meanwhile, Bobby Carter arrives at the airport wearing his duster trench coat and his, speaking of Crocodile Dundee, a little Crocodile Dundee hat.
He was dressing
I was
Australian.
disappointed that they didn't make more out of that because it was like he thought that was going to be the way people dressed and
Yeah.
nobody dresses like that.
Turns out at Mobile Beach, all the dudes are naked, so they don't wear anything.
Like that cab driver says, first time in Australia, huh? And I thought, okay, they're going to make fun of him for looking like a dweeb, but then they don't follow through on it. They could have had a whole bit with that where he showed up thinking that's the way they dress.
For an late 80s, early 90s lifeguard movie with a lot of TNA, and this film doesn't really have a sense of humor.
I think it's trying to, but
I don't think it tries to.
Well,
I mean, I think they're trying, but they're like I said, they started.
They're just not good enough.
They just don't finish
They
it.
try.
I think that.
I think it's because Americans didn't make it. I think that's an American. Hey, you know what I found is an American thing? TNA comedies, we do it right. I don't think Maurice Murphy, the director, is an Aussie. The main, I don't think they get like why the hamburgers and hot dogs
Because
work.
none of those movies have dudes running around in Speedos pulled up their ass cracks.
This movie needed a little bit of sense of humor. Like when he shows up in that trench coat and hat, I'm dying laughing, and nobody else laughs at it.
I only am because I own that trench coat.
It would be like if the exchange lifeguard who came to America showed up in Texas, like we said, with a big cowboy
With a big
hat,
10-gallon hat,
and a saddle
chaps.
and chaps. Like that would be funny. We'd make fun of it.
Well, I mean, he's like dressed like the guy from the movie Man from Snowy Mountain.
Yes.
I mean, I was just like
Snowy River,
whatever it is. I'm like, I was just waiting for like a guy to like ride by on a horse or something. Anything.
Well,
but, like you said, is it supposed to be funny? But it's like they started the joke, but then
it's up to you to make up your own. We're not gonna. It's exchange lifeguards. It's an existential experience. You got to figure it out.
We don't have to beat you over the head with it, you yank.
Maurice Murphy movies ain't a linear experience, yank.
Man, you guys, your accents are so much better. I sound like Mel Gibson when he was doing those drunk phone calls to his ex. Mel Gibson. I sound like a drunk, angry Aussie.
You can always just rely on the old Christian Bale staple. Oh, that's great, Tut. That's just fucking great. You and me are done, man. We're done. I'm trying to do a scene with yaks, and you're over here just blowing smoke in my face. We're through. You're a nice guy, Tut. You're a nice guy, but we're done. Love you, Christian.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
After a ridiculously expensive cab ride from the airport to Mullet Beach, it's like $683.
Now,
he just drove him around the Australian coastline.
pretty much.
Bobby joins the party at the clubhouse. Mick welcomes Bobby, their new exchange lifeguard. He's like, this is where we all live together. And Bobby's like, well, I'll get a hotel room. He's like, I've never heard of any exchange lifeguard that had money to spare. You'll stay here.
Oh yeah,
I don't have any money. I'm Bobby Carter.
I'm Bobby Carter, poor lifeguard from the U.S.
Mick gives Bobby a tour of the beach house and the beach, where the first thing they see when they go on the beach is a gorgeous woman with pendulous tatas.
Pendulous.
Sunbathing. It's
Is
about
that
time.
is that the one with the wide pointas?
Yes.
She's
She leans up, jacks the hat. Bobby asks if there's any sharks around, and Mick points to this girl's nipples.
over there.
Over there, some good white pointers.
Yeah, those are some nice tatas.
And she was really happy to see them. She kind of leaned up and waved them around a little bit. She waved with them. Hey, guys. Which is the customary Aussie greeting.
Yeah.
Exeter Flexeter, fee fi fo fang. Thank goodness for her, 'cause so far there's been naught but pendulous wang.
I'm so glad Lemke's here. Was that leprechaun's name from last year?
I think so.
Lepke.
Lepke.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I actually think this thing's big enough for me to live inside. Kind of like Lepke. How you doing down there, Doc? Good.
I'll give you snacks and stuff. I'll take care of you. But to answer his question, when a shark attacks, he's like, "How do you know if they don't have lifeguard towers there? You know, those tall things you sit in." Oh, we just listen for where the screaming's at and run towards it. All right, seems legit. In other words, their budget couldn't build a lifeguard tower.
Just these random pieces of wood. You could maybe make something stack them on top.
And actually, that's when Mick comes in, because they're talking about sharks. He's like, see, for over there, look at those white pointers. I wish she was in the movie more.
She needed to be.
But it is a nice moment. In fact, they walk to a part of the beach where there's a $500 fine if you're not naked.
My favorite part of the movie.
Which, as we look around, is both really good and really bad. Mick and his lady friend just take off their
I
clothes.
wonder if I put something like that on the front door of my pad, how that would go over.
Sorry,
No
ladies.
skinnies.
It's a fine.
Sorry, Spy.
I'm just delivering Papa John's.
You see the sign?
With my luck, it's the Western Union guy. Sounds good. No.
Oh, this plan went horribly wrong.
I'm here to work on your air conditioner. Why did I bolt the sign so tight? Well, Mick and the lady friend strip down. Bobby's obviously hesitant to get naked, but he does it. And then we watch as his pale little white ass walks with him down.
So now we got two bare asses walking.
They
down.
finish the tour naked, and they also, no more white pointers. The next thing we see is a middle-aged fisherman, rod and reel style, butt-ass naked. I think you're trying to tell us something, Tom.
Well, I think you're trying to tell us something with your movie selections. But I do like the fact that it was like, it's kind of like the first time you ever go to a nude beach and you're like, yes, nude beach. And then you're like, oh my God, put some clothes on.
What do you mean it's kind of like the first time you go to a nude beach? Have you been to nude beaches?
Yeah.
Where?
What?
Where?
No, I'm not.
You just
dude, you got to tell us where
you
you've been
very
to a nude
enthusiastically
beach.
just said it's like your first time at a nude beach. Where'd you go to a nude beach?
Hungry. Right outside Tazar Air Force Base.
Okay.
Were
Were you with a bunch of dudes?
It was fine. It was fine.
Hungary, the Eastern European nation?
Yes.
Just want to make sure that wasn't some little town in East Texas.
Was it
Near an Air Force base.
Yes.
So was it like a nude beach, but you got there and like it was all like dudes nude beach?
It was no. Actually, being hungry, it was everybody. I mean, it was kind of like this scene.
You clearly said when you watch it, you think it's cool, but you showed up and you recoiled in horror.
Well, but that's because it's funny when
you're
you think
see some dongs.
When you think of nude beach, you think like hot, sexy 20-year-olds.
Oh, I don't. I picture,
just all over.
I don't. First of all, I don't think of a nude beach because I've never been to one.
I picture that fisherman.
Yeah, that's
yes. That fisherman's there. So is his wife.
And they actually, to this movie's credit, later on, they show a volleyball game. Actually, it's during this scene, they show the volleyball game. And there's some average-looking women and men playing volleyball naked. And then
I'm really more curious about this. So the beach was crowded,
Yeah.
and so it was a total admixture of people. There were sexy people,
Yeah.
sexy chicks naked, and
Yeah.
then there were the fishermen from
Yes.
Exchange Lifeguards.
Yeah.
interesting.
And you participated?
No. Hell
Tell
no.
the truth.
Hell no.
You were allowed to have trunks on?
There wasn't a $500 fine if you.
No.
Were you like the odd man out, still having clothes on?
Well, we were the Americans, yes.
Yeah, the good Americans too good to play ball, adapt to the culture. I do think though, going back to that.
No, never
scene-
gone to. There's like a nude place in Austin,
Yes, Hippie Hollow.
Hippie Hollow.
Yeah.
Y'all never like gone through there?
No.
I have never been to a nude beach or
Yeah.
nude swimming facility.
And I
Hell,
gotta-
even on Sam Rayburn, there was like the Rainbow Club, which is like this old. It was kind of like just a nude
No,
beach.
I don't know what you're talking about. I will say this: going back to the scene itself, I would think volleyball would be a very
That's crazy. Man.
poor choice for naked activities.
Hey, you're jumping around, you're diving in the sand.
Well, first of all, women, you're jumping around. You got things hitting you in the face. Guys, you get a spiked ball over the net, right to the balls.
All right, from now on, you know what? You've shown me how uptight American culture is. Well, I'll start doing the podcast naked. Once the weather,
I was
once
worried that
once
this-
the weather warms up.
I was worried that this
course.
particular film might start a Speedo or nude thing.
With us?
Yeah, I was a little worried about that.
I asked you to wear a green Speedo.
I'm going to bring the Speedo back.
I think the
At
Speedo's...
least you, did you know you were going to a nude beach, and were like, screw it, we'll just keep our shorts on and see what happens?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, so you don't we're at a new beach.
When in Rome.
You're
No.
like, I'm going to go to the new beach and not get nude.
Well, at this time, I was also playing in a chick's band. So my boss was this. I'm not going to show my wang to my boss.
Did she get naked?
No. Now, if she would have got naked, then maybe, yeah, man, I don't know.
I've actually heard that in Europe that's not a completely uncommon thing, that there are nude beaches.
Oh, sure.
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're far more.
Wait, was this the Loretta Lynn tour?
No, it was the Lana Anderson tour.
Lonnie Anderson.
Lana,
Oh.
not Lonnie.
I was gonna say, I'd like to see Lonnie Anderson naked on a
Exactly.
nude beach. We'll save that for our Burt Reynolds episode next time. Okay, interesting. Always learn something new about one of us every time we do one of these things. Tonight it's all about Tut.
Y'all have never gone through like Respawn just see one?
No.
Just see what's up.
Yeah. I wouldn't go to a nude beach if I wasn't planning on getting nude.
Okay. All right.
It's like they're doing it. What makes me... I'll look at you guys.
And maybe there is some sort of thing to, maybe outside, it's hard for those of us sitting here drinking and smoking to imagine, but maybe by other cultures we're considered somewhat prudish, because to me the idea of knowing that it's not going to be me and the women's Swedish bikini team on the beach, knowing that it's going to be that admixture,
Yeah, it's just me and them.
I'm not really interested in seeing anyone else's cock, to be honest with you. I think there's something wrong with those guys that shower at the gym. I'm like, why can't you go home and use your own shower?
I've never used a public shower in my entire life.
I guess if you had to work out and go immediately to
man.
work, but
Exactly.
I think there are dudes who want you to look at their cock.
I just don't want to make them feel uncomfortable.
Right.
I'm just being gracious.
Dude, come on. Showers at the beach, showers camping, showers at the gym.
No.
Like you said, I have to go back to...
Never.
Go back to,
Even as a kid in high school and football, I'd always go home and shower. I'm not showering a bunch of dudes. It's fine if you want to. I'm not judging. I just don't for me.
Well, it's not like I'm sitting there going, hey, you know what? I really can't wait till I get in that shower with a bunch of dudes. Excuse me. Really can't wait
I
till
was
get in that shower
never
with a bunch of
comfortable
dudes.
with that, and
Showering is
like I said, I
shower is meant to be done alone.
I still wonder about guys that shower at the gym. Like, why can't you go home?
And there
do
were
that?
always those guys in high school sports that would
I was about to
strip down the minute they got into the locker room, walk around, talk naked. They'd hang around forever after their shower naked. They're just loving it.
I'm just laughing because my wife's probably listening to this right now, laughing because I'm the guy who doesn't like to use public toilets.
But you'll shower in front of 50 other naked dudes.
Well, I have to go back to work. I'm not going back all stinking. And it's not like it's a community shower. It's got a shower stall.
Just picturing
It's a nice Gold's
They're all
Gym.
slapping each other with towels. Hey, Tut! Looks like it was leg day, huh?
Oh God, he was talking about leg day earlier. Can we move on, please?
Pass the soap, but don't dare drop it.
Look, I'm not ashamed. I'll show you right now. Right now.
Oh, I just got a Google Analytics alert. Our one female listener is gone. No, literally, she's going to Australia to get away from us. Later on, Bobby pulls out his micro cassette recorder. Remember those? In his bedroom and reports his early findings. This place is a dump. How these bunch of nerds have kept... It's a weird use of the word nerds. They're partying their asses off naked. What nerds do that? These nerds have kept the Mullet Beach Life-Saving Club afloat. How they've done it is beyond me. Nerds. Well, the scenery's beautiful.
God, my eyes are gonna just be finished. That's,
While the scenery's beautiful, the McCain
Downwind.
I guess so, man.
The McCain Corporation will be doing this community a service by bulldozing this dump. So he basically lays out his whole evil plan into this tape recorder.
I was just waiting for maniacal laughter. Hey, what's going on, Bobby? Nothing.
Sounds like old slimy Richard Gray would probably be proud of the way things are going.
Very much so. And I'm sorry, Bobby, hard-drinking sex maniacs aren't nerds.
Apparently, you've never been to the SFA marching band camp.
You are a man of rich and varied experiences. I thought I got around, but man. Been to a Hungarian nude beach? The Stephen F. Austin marching band?
Maybe Tuttle should have his own podcast to tell him about his adventures. Can I host it? No. I'll tell the stories like they're my own.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to have to omit that section.
Speaking of cigars, you mentioned the smoke. Because of the size, these things do put off.
I think that may be the reason that I am really... I'm enjoying the cigar very much, but I'm really... can you enjoy a cigar without really picking up a whole lot of flavors? I'm enjoying it.
I think if your conversation is engaging,
subjective of the experience.
You're having drinks and you're with your buddies. Sure, you can just have the pleasure of puffing on something, and you're not really concentrating on.
I'm having trouble picking up flavors, but I'm certainly I'm getting all kind of smoke.
That actually happened in an earlier episode. I remember the doctor got just a ton of smoke in his eyes. Well, I have noticed that as they burn, they are putting out a little bit less. So hopefully, you'd be all right. But I am now at the midway point. How far are we into the show at this point? An hour and a half?
I don't know.
Yes. So about an hour and a half, about an hour into the smoke, I'm around that. Probably I'm not even to the halfway point. That Nicaraguan earth and mineral I was getting, and I was really happy with, has faded. Now I'm getting a little more of the grassiness and just kind of just kind of a grassy hay. And that's about it at this moment. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I'm still.
I really like the first 2 inches of this thing.
Hey,
but then in the last
innuendos all over the place.
In the last inch and a half, it's just gone all.
I'm having trouble picking out flavors, or getting any flavors out of it. At first I could, when the thing started unraveling, I could get the Candela, the grassiness, but even that's just kind of lost and muted.
Okay.
Just not really getting a lot of it.
Well, it's a big cigar. Maybe it'll come back and do some crazy stuff down the road. I'll check back with you in 4 hours.
They have an idea for a short film. I just wrote down Hungarian Nude Beach, Tut Unleashed.
I'd watch it. Exchange Hungarians. You send us a Hungarian, we send you Tuttle. Nations in conflict. The Hungarian crisis. Why'd you send us this guy? He won't take his clothes off, except if he's showering with dudes. It's so confusing. Well, Americans are complex individuals. As Mick and Bobby, as Mick runs into the bedroom right as he's putting away his tape recorder. Who you talking to, mate?
Who you talking to, mate?
Myself, crazy American.
I was waiting for your accent.
Oh, I guess whenever he looks at you, you got to say it, and you got to do your Mick Dooley voice. Who you talking to, mate?
Are you talking to, mate? Sorry, I dropped the ball there.
It's all right. It's all right. I've heard it, so I'm studying it.
You know, can we start over? That was really weird. You just stared at him. I didn't know what you wanted from him either. Foster's.
There you go. 1 second. Go back to 16 Shades.
So just as Bobby finishes his report into his tape recorder, Mick comes in around. Who you talking to, mate? Just talking to myself. I'm crazy American. Just talking to myself. So he grabs him to run outside and train. And just as they go outside, there's a tough brunette biker chick, Charlene, who almost runs them over on her motorcycle. She's tough as nails and foxy. I like Charlene.
She's about my favorite character.
Yeah, me too. Foxy. Really foxy. And by the way, that training goes terribly as Bobby is dragged out of the sea after nearly drowning, which is kind of the norm for these guys. They save more lifeguards on a daily basis than they do as civilians.
I've seen you done this before.
But we can all relate to this, Australian or American. What's the cure for a bad day at the office? Drinking. We cut to the local bar. Where do they call them bars over there, or what are they?
Taverns.
Drinking holes.
Drinking
holes.
Well, we cut to the drinking hole, where a local band is playing some happy-go-lucky party music up on stage. I like this band.
Well,
but I also asked the question: what day is it? Like, I mean, is it just it's like Tuesday and the bar's playing like it's Saturday? It's like it doesn't really explain this. Like, it's been a tough week. Let's go party on the weekend.
What's funny is
you
that
want established rules at Mullet Beach.
I just want to know, like, it doesn't even say like when he got there. It just, I mean, it could be Wednesday.
Well,
Let's go party.
When I saw the band, I thought I recognized them, and so I had to look it up. And then I was disappointed that it wasn't them. But then I had to remind myself that, look, not all Australian bands that have a bald guy is Midnight Oil.
I thought you were going to say it was your bandmates from the Hungarian nude beach.
Well, we've seen what bad lifeguards are. Why would they care what day it is?
It's 1 p.m. somewhere. Let's go drink, buddy. It's 11 in the morning. Come on.
I like your attitude, mate. 11 a.m. it is.
Do you think it's too late in life for the four of us to become hard partying lifeguards?
No, it never is.
Hard partying exchange lifeguards? There's some countries out there that
they need us.
They're worse off than us. Like, we showed up to be like, oh, these guys are step up.
What country is that?
TNCC in Estonia.
That's a good question, Doctor. What country would that be?
Estonia.
Syria?
Kazakhstan.
There's a little conflict going on over there right now, but we'll take you.
You've just crashed your second boat, and your fourth beachgoer just drowned. It's Miller time.
It's TNCC time. Bet you guys don't have lifeguard towers here in Syria. What's that sound? Are you happy, Cade? Cody's limbs are gone.
All part of the experience.
It's all part of the experience. Oh, goodness. Put him out in the water. You can be a buoy. Well, Mick,
if he pushes that hat up all the way, it'll work.
Well, Mick and sexy Charlene are...
You all right out there, you axe? Kill me.
Dude, Mick and Charlene are drinking and dancing all close. He was dancing really close with another. Mick's a player.
He is.
It's the Mick Dooley way.
And this inspires Bobby.
Don't worry about it. It's too late now. It just doesn't matter.
I'm trying to be nice, man.
This inspires Bobby to approach a local girl, Julie, for a dance. But she's not into American dudes. Boo. She bets that Bobby's no different than that McCain Bobby bastard, Bobby McCain, who looks just like you. But
talks just like you.
But your name's Carter, so we trust you. Who wants to take control of the beloved beach.
How forthcoming she is with the entire plot of the movie in this.
Bobby plays dumb. Well, maybe this McCain guy has the right idea. Maybe Bobby McCain's a pretty cool dude. I don't know. To which
I heard that he was pretty handsome and buff, and
to which she says, "Well, don't you Americans just love telling us what is right?" We do have a habit of doing that. We like to tell other countries how to do stuff. Well, the minute Mick leaves Charlene to get some more Fosters, the bad guy approaches her and asks her, "How about some sex?"
Straightforward, simple. You know what he wants.
It's like he's on a Hungarian beach.
Yeah. Guy was in the Stephen F. Austin marching band.
Or Tuck's shower room at the local Gold's Gym.
Didn't even ask her if you could buy her another Foster's.
No, how about some sex?
I'm just saying, when you're operating on a limited time, you have to get right in there. You got to deliver.
Well, the band was on a 5-second break.
Exactly.
You got to. Well, you can hear before they start up again. How about some sex, baby?
Shut up! I love midnight
She
oil.
surprisingly doesn't respond well to that. She tells him to fuck right off, to which he responds by calling her a bitch and squeezing her boob, giving her what we in the States would call a purple nurple. Is that an Australian term?
Probably not.
No, in Australia, though, you got to do the other way.
Possibly.
We do tune in Tokyo. They would do bringing in Beijing.
Dial in Siam. Bringing in Beijing.
Bringing in Beijing.
No, they're going the other way. It's tune in Tacoma.
Just saying.
Tune in Toledo, bitch.
Well, guess what? He grabs
Not
her.
Toledo.
He grabs her boob, and she headbutts his ass till he's
Now
unconscious.
that is Australian.
They invented the headbutt.
Probably.
There might be a Scottish somewhere, guy.
The bushwhackers, those wrestlers, they headbutted everybody.
Damn straight they did.
That might be a Australian thing.
Sorry, Mincy. That was
Bushwhackers.
That was the bushwhacker thing.
Didn't Riggs in the Lethal Weapon movies headbutt a bunch of people?
He always headbutted people.
He headbutted everyone.
Yeah.
That was like, oh no, my arms are trapped.
It seemed like you really need to
Even
work at
Murtaugh's
that.
dog. Oh, Rusty. Riggs,
Yeah,
my dog. Sorry.
Yeah, but Hacksaw Jim Duggan headbutted everybody too, and he was American as you get.
He was actually Hungarian.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains this towel snap when I met him in '87.
Knew it.
I was just in the shower with him at Gold's Gym the other day.
Why did he have a 2x4?
2x4.
He carried that around to compensate for something. I can't relate to that.
I'm just saying that when he called me tough guy, he meant it.
Charlene's a badass.
She is.
The club is off the chain. The band's playing. Everybody's drinking.
And it's Tuesday.
When at 9 a.m. When Mick gets back with Foster's and a couple of Aussie-tizers, he grabs the mic and asks the crowd to welcome their newest and bestest friend, exchange lifeguard Bobby Carter. This isn't good, boys. Bobby is starting to like these Aussies.
What's not to like, man? I want to go to Mullet Beach.
Oh my God, we should so all go to Mullet Beach. Let's write letters tonight to our loved ones explaining what we're doing. We'll head to the airport tomorrow with our Drew Estate money.
And
Go to Australia.
Let me get my duster out.
You don't need a duster, man. All you need is a duffel bag filled with Speedos.
and condoms.
And rubbers. You gotta have rubbers.
At least 3.
Kind of
I'm just
specific.
picturing us on the beach trying to put Speedos on each other and they keep whipping off like Naked Gun, those wetsuits. Slingshots.
Sorry, mate.
Almost got that one on. Matt Carter. Cade Carter. What is it? Cade.
Don't know anymore.
We're all just John Carter, Cody Carter, Tuttle Carter, Cade Carter. We're the new exchange lifeguards.
The Carters?
But we didn't send anybody your way. That's okay.
That's all right.
That's fine.
They sent us over here. It was
We exchanged with ourselves.
it's like baseball. You're going to send them a lifeguard to be named later.
Yeah, you'll send them 4 when you figure it out.
Whenever you find
So
4
where's the party?
undesirables that you don't want.
Where's the Fosters? What was that other beer you said they drink? Blanton?
The
Carrollton.
Carlton.
Carlton.
Heard it
Yeah,
both ways.
Carlton. Carlton Draft.
Well, in fact, Bobby tries to take the hard-nosed Julie into his bedroom at the party. But Daddy's right-hand man, Richard, is in there painting Mrs. McCain's boobs. What was that a little moment about?
No idea.
He had like some finger paints and he was like painting a little face on her boob.
They got into the happy pills.
we might have.
That was Richard.
Wasn't it?
No.
No, that was just some different people.
Oh, I thought that was Richard.
No, he hadn't shown up yet.
That was another guy with a mustache.
Yeah.
Yes. I saw the mustache and I thought, okay.
Okay,
I guess
yeah.
it would make sense if
Just
they were there.
Yeah, I was
Random
like,
people.
man, that's really odd
Alright.
turn. It was a
Which
really
I-
odd turn.
I was
where
trying to
she
figure
had
out.
her
When I
boobs
saw this, I was
painted,
also
but-
like, well, wait a second. Isn't this his room or is it just community property?
room.
It's
Yes.
community room.
It's community room.
Well, your usually trusty narrator has failed you. I'm sorry. I was wondering what they were doing there. We trust you, Bobby. Go take care of it, but we'll be there tomorrow. In your room,
Painting a boob.
painting boobs. But there was a guy. There was a guy with
I mean,
a mustache.
it's
in
like
there.
it's like a Picasso painting with like a boob in it.
I didn't
It's like
imagine
an eye
that
and
there
a face.
I didn't imagine there was a guy in there painting a chick's boobs, right?
No,
I
that was real.
I kept trying to figure was the
That
boob,
happened.
Was the boob the nose or I mean
I don't know, but I'm just sitting there going.
The nipple was the nose.
Once again, here's the thing with this movie: like, random scenes happen with like, I feel like there was a joke, like they set something up, and then like it's like you saw the end of it or you saw the beginning of it, but there was no punchline.
but it might be like if this
But
was
they started laughing like there was a joke. Like,
see I don't know I guess I'm like who was the target for this movie? Was US the target for this movie or was Australia the target for this movie?
Hungry.
Because if it's
It was an exchange audience.
if it's
The Stephen F. Austin marching band was the audience for this.
Hey, we hated this movie. Can we exchange them for another audience?
but if it's Australian humor, maybe they maybe they just have a different sense
I've
of
known
humor.
a few Australian people, and they're not funny.
They think they are.
Have you heard those Mel Gibson tapes? There's nothing funny about that. Just saying.
Wait. No, Sugar Tits is funny. I'm doubling down on that.
Well,
Romper Stomper was not.
Bobby sees the boob painting going on, calls an audible, and takes Julie down to the beach instead. As they walk, Julie informs Bobby that she owns this beach house that they're in.
He's buried condoms everywhere. It doesn't really matter. He can relocate any place on the beach. He's got a little cache of rubbers.
Stuffing them in conch shells. He's like, I'm gonna put these up in the lifeguard tower. Well, she'll be damned if she's gonna sell to this Bobby McCain bastard. But you, Bobby Carter, you're all right. You're all right.
Do they know that? They just know it's McCain. It's his dad. They don't really
I
know.
think we're joking. We've taken some liberties with. They know his.
We took liberties. Never you say.
But Bobby, still on the job, says, "But you could make an absolute fortune." But she doesn't care. She wants to keep this place as it is forever. Why wouldn't she? It's a nonstop party. Bobby reveals the truth to her in an effort to get into her pants. That his mother lives here. Oh, you're half Aussie. Oh, that didn't sound Australian. Half Aussie, are you? The one half that's okay, I reckon.
Why am I all of a sudden talking like I'm from Dublin, I wonder? Everything's under the question.
And it looks like they're about to have a moment until some streaking naked Aussie dude runs by him with his wang flapping around. Story of my life.
Was Todd on his way to the bathhouse.
Everybody, we're showering. Volleyball's over.
Gotta get back to work.
Tuttle Carter's on the move. So there's no romance, obviously, after they're knocked over by the naked.
Exeter Flexeter, Mickey Mouse. Nothing spoils romance like Tuttle in the bathhouse.
It depends on who you ask. Quite frankly, I don't think the showers at Anytime Fitness are classified as a bathhouse.
Gold's Gym.
Or are they? What do you and the boys call them?
What?
That was a trick question.
I'm picturing that foundry from the beginning of Red Heat. Todd's walking in, there's dudes just lifting weights naked.
Could take steam. Well, the next morning, Mick and Bobby
I'm
run.
just saying you get a good pump on.
Next morning, just put that big ass cigar in your mouth and shut up. Man, that cigar looks insane.
Oh, it's unraveled.
It's completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're at the halfway mark. You guys are still. We're all about halfway through here. This is the end. This is the end of podcasting. The next morning, Mick and Bobby run along the beach with Mick's trusty dog, Killer. And Mick admits that Bobby can indeed run. You got some good moves.
I'm not sure what that means.
He's just running. Like,
You got good moves.
you can't swim or save lives, but you can run. I'll give you that.
When you row out, does your boat tip over? Yes. Oh, you got what it takes. You got what it takes.
Mick tells him if you want to really be taken seriously as an exchange lifeguard, you got to change one thing. And he looks down at his little biker shorts he's wearing.
He's wearing the classic 90s Speedos biker shorts.
Biker shorts that go down to like his knees, but very form-fitting in the front. Those American knee-length shorts have to go ASAP.
You can't tuck that into your crack.
You need a butt-cheek revealing pair of Speedos ASAP. Yes. What?
Huh?
I didn't like that scene. You guys were all excited about it.
It's a little creepy, wasn't it? Let's get that tied off so yours into some trunks.
That is very much what it was like.
That's gonna
Once
have,
again-
you're gonna roll with us. That's gonna have to go.
Once again, I felt like there's a joke. Am I catching the end of it without the lead up, or is it the beginning and they don't give me the punchline?
This is Mullet Beach, mate, not the Mullet Monastery.
When they
You need to wear the uniform. He's just like holding a little pair of trunks.
Get them cheeks into a Speedo.
When they get back to the Mullet Beach clubhouse, where Mick's dog is farting now uncontrollably for some reason. Another joke that they don't even acknowledge. It's just laying there farting. It's funny, but nobody laughs.
What's funny is when we got to this scene, I was like, fuck, Matt Cade's in the editing booth.
They were loud farts. I thought they could have been a little bit louder, but
It could have been longer.
I
wanna
want
hear-
juicier farts.
I want to hear some.
Can we get some fart tone here, please?
I want to hear some cheek slapping.
He's a dog, for God's sake.
What do we used to call it? Brown tone.
Brown tone. I tell my audio guy, brown tone.
Some brown tone.
And he'd put the microphone to his ass and blow one. Their downtime.
Take that, Fellini.
Their downtime is cut short, but don't worry, they have nothing but downtime apparently. When the bad guy, I think his name's Clint Eastman.
Clint Eastman. That's right.
He just keeps showing up. You don't know why he's a bad guy, but he's clearly a bad guy.
Oh, he's the son of the henchman.
They're secretly in line with Bobby Carter, we find out later. They're his contacts there, but they're always causing trouble. He shows up in his Porsche and starts pouring sand into the gas tank of Charlene's motorcycle.
Boo.
You guys are more mechanically savvy than I. That's not good for the motorcycle.
That is
right?
not good.
He wasn't trying to help her performance,
In
her gas
no way.
mileage. Okay. The dog Killer senses trouble and he runs out to pounce on the guy, and it pisses all over him.
Pisses all
It's a good dog.
over.
It's a good dog.
Have a nice day, asswipe, Charlene yells out as the bad guy runs back to his car and peels out, and Bobby and Mick just laugh their asses off. Then there's a quick
Too bad it
scene-
wasn't the quintessential American 80s bad guy car, the Camaro.
Oh, we're in a different country. They have different. Their bad
Yeah.
guys drive Porsches. There's then a quick.
Well, the Porsche was a rich guy 80s car, so all right.
That's what Blaine drove in
Yeah.
Pretty in Pink. I'm pretty sure.
That is correct.
I'm Steph.
Maybe it's the quintessential douchebag.
Douchebag car.
There
I
you
don't know
go.
why you got to bring up my car all of a sudden. I don't see
you're
why that's
aligning me with-
necessarily
I don't know why
germane
you're
to the
aligning me with
situation.
Clint
I've
Eastman.
never even been to Australia, for Christ's fucking
Never
sake.
met Clint Eastman.
I don't know why you're even mentioning the fucking dude. You know what? Forget it. I'll regroup at the bathhouse.
Tut's saving me a seat.
It's like I'm in the Stephen F. Austin marching band, for Christ's sake.
Why can't we see him out at the nude beach?
Why wasn't Spader
Hail
in this movie?
Symphonia.
Spader should
With
have
a
been in
Speedo
this
pulled up
movie.
his ass.
With a Speedo pulled up his ass. Hey, speaking of which, a quick scene now, somewhat weird scene where Mick takes Bobby to the local swimsuit shop to find an appropriate.
Somewhat weird scene.
It's totally a weird scene.
We got to get you a pair of tiny trunks, mate.
It would have been better if every time he tried one on, Mick pats him on the ass. Nah, not good enough.
Was it me or was Mick way too concerned about getting Bobby these tiny trunks? I thought it was a joke, like the first scene where he's like, "We got to get you some new." But no, he actually takes him to a store and he gets the girls like show it.
He's the pretty woman scene,
And
man.
Bobby, being an uptight American like Tut in Hungary, he puts him up over his biker shorts. Like, what do you girls think? And we see another little picture of his little junk. I guess it is a weird scene. You're right.
Dude.
Not somewhat weird. It's a weird scene.
No, I've just given up on 2018. Whatever.
February. St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, I'm just giving up.
Well. To be continued. Mick drives Bobby up the coast to a big meeting about the proposed McCain development. On the car ride there, Bobby's already faltering. You'd have to be crazy to sell the beauty of these to these Americans. Dude, he's completely sold out his family.
Stockholm syndrome after one day.
Completely flipped.
2
Just
days,
completely
and he's
flipped.
like, I got to help you do whatever I can to not sell to those dirty McCains.
Of which I am one.
Of which I am one. No, he doesn't say that, of course. Way to stay on task, Bobby. Do you think it was those white tips? Start churning.
That would have done me.
At the meeting, we see that the bad guys, the Eastmans...
Just a couple of white pointers right there.
Actually, that was pretty good. The Eastmans, the bad guys, are actually Bobby's contacts. But Bobby's having second thoughts, obviously. He tells the bad guys that Julie isn't going to sell. Forget about it. She's set in her ways, and that he's going to recommend canceling the Mullet Beach deal. But the bad guys have money invested in this, the Eastmans. They don't like that at all. They've sunk a lot of money into this deal, Bobby McCain. You're like, oh, are they going to tell everybody?
Well, the problem is that you're investing in $1 million corporations, so, stop giving millionaires your money.
Only my friends call me Bobby, he says. You call me Mr. McCain.
I don't think that's right, Mr.
I mean,
Carter.
Mr. Carter. To which they say, we'll call you Mr. Carter, or else your little sweetheart's going to get confused. They're talking about Mick or Julie? Both. Because Mick's the one that took him swimsuit shopping earlier that day.
I'm really unsure who Bobby's sweetheart is at this
Shit
point.
just might get messy. I think it already is messy.
Well, it's definitely confusing.
You know what's not confusing, Tut?
What's not confusing?
What's not confusing is the Pappy Van Winkle Tradition cigar from our friends at Drew Estate. Let's take a brief break if we can. Allow me to tell you about a special cigar. Featuring a beautiful, seamless Ecuador Habano Oscuro wrapper, the Pappy Van Winkle Tradition from Drew Estate is a nuanced masterpiece from master blender Willie Herrera. We all loved it when we featured it back on episode 61.
You got to get it.
So much so that we named it our number 4 cigar of the year for 2017. I recently gave it to a friend of ours, two friends of the show at the pub to try, and they both gave it big time thumbs up.
Yep.
Special occasions call for special cigars. So pick yourself up a Pappy Van Winkle Tradition for yourself at your local Drew Diplomat retailer and see what everybody's talking about. You can learn more at www.drewestate.com. Tut, I always say it, that is the episode where you took that retro hail on that baby and said,
Sweet raisins.
the first appearance of Sweet Raisins. So yeah, good smoke. Go check that out. And now back to men wearing bikini bottoms talk. Nothing special about that.
Oh, man, I missed DrewEstate.com.
Oh, there you go. You didn't miss it at all. The next morning at training, you need to start saying that in quotation marks. It's more like hangover recovery.
It's a form of training.
It's kind of some half-ass jogging, and then they throw one of them out in the sea and see if they can. But again, it's not done comically. And is this a thing? Whenever someone is struggling out in the water, they take time to strap one guy to a harness of some sort, and then they reel him out like with a big fishing line.
I don't know.
Have you
I've never
before?
seen that before in my life. I maybe it's like an Australian technique. I don't know.
I think so, because
It
obviously,
kind of seems like bait for sharks. A guy on a big fishing string out in the ocean.
I mean, logically, it kind of makes sense.
He's
You
got
got the dude in the harness,
but it's
and
a
then you help
huge
him.
fishing
I
thing, like
know.
with a handle.
I know it's weird. It's
is
weird.
I thought you were supposed to be the fishing expert in
Well, I guess they figure, if nothing else, the drowning person, if the guy makes it out to you but he's passed out, hang on to his lifeless form. We'll reel you back in.
Yeah.
He's drunk on Foster's. You just see these bodies rolling in the waves, like
Mouth to mouth. No time for that. We've got the Midnight Oil concert.
Down, down, down.
I can't perform CPR when the beds are burning.
Down, down, down.
Was that 92? I think you were right in there with Midnight Oil. Men at Work was way earlier.
Oh, I forgot Men at Work. Yeah.
They had that song, The Men Down Under.
I'm a lifeguard from the Down Under.
it works. I like it.
Did you raise your hat a little bit about when they were trying on new suits for Bobby?
No, it just happened organically. It just raised on its own.
We were
It's
talking-
like Pinocchio's nose at this point.
We were talking about Mick trying on those new suits, and
Just put it down a little bit.
no, get your hands off that hat. There'll be plenty of room for growth later. Well, Bobby's about to reveal to Mick his true self, but there's a drowning kid situation that cuts that shit short. And that's where we see the vest. They put a vest on and they reel him out with this giant rope. So Bobby doesn't tell them who he is, but he does write them up a new workout regime to win the upcoming lifeguard championships.
Gonna help these people.
Which is literally 2 days away.
Look, I don't know anything about lifeguarding, and I don't know anything about these crazy McCains, but I do know one thing, how to organize. So I'm going to write up a system for you guys to get in shape, and we're going to do this.
in 2 days.
Because
And this-
I am. Wait a second. Aren't you supposed to be an exchange lifeguard?
I don't know anything about lifeguarding,
You run real good.
but I run real good.
Look, Bobby, you don't know anything about lifeguarding, but you sure jog nice.
Got a nice stride there.
Hey, but he's going to help them win this championship, which somehow that keeps them from having to sell. I don't understand. It doesn't matter.
I guess if they get decertified, they have to sell. But
Yeah, because they would be kicked. No, that's not the lifeguard. They get kicked out of the Certified Surfer Association, which we haven't seen any of them surf.
You saw, like, at the very beginning, they had those long, like, 17-foot surfboards.
Oh, so
that they
much
were
so that the
dragging.
dog was on it with him.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap, that's a longboard from, like, 1968.
You know what? You're right, man. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I'm thinking I need to go to Australia.
I've actually enrolled myself in an exchange podcast program. You guys are going to have a new host next time.
Will he be Australian?
No.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm out.
You guys.
Exeter Flexeter, fee fi fo fent. In me speedo, I'm pitching a tent.
I don't. Well,
That one didn't work.
I'll get to that. No. It's.
It left me confused. Sorry.
He was at Anytime Fitness in that shower today. It's a little. Just go easy on him.
Sorry, I forgot it was leg day.
It was not leg day, thank you very
Third
much.
leg day.
It was cardio.
R2D2 style.
Oh, C3P. Oh no.
C3P. Oh no.
Well, this takes us into a glorious montage where the Mullet Beach lifeguards row, work out, do beach sprints, dumbbell presses.
Why do they go jogging through the nude beach?
It's
though?
intense, damn it. It's a bunch of sweaty guys just working our asses off like what Tut does every day.
But why did they go? Apparently, why they went jogging through the nude beach?
Yeah.
But they didn't pay any fines.
Well, they're the ones in charge of collecting the fines. They're the lifeguards.
And they're completely incompetent in everything else they do.
And they're completely clothed.
My God, if we had just collected money from the nude beach violators, we'd have saved Mullet Beach 10 times over.
You try jogging naked, you're going to want that little bikini brief on you.
But I'm just saying it.
I jogged naked once.
They clearly don't even follow their own rules.
I jogged naked for 5 minutes once. I had 2 black eyes and a bloody nose.
No, you did.
Grandmama.
That was because you kept getting beaten up by people who didn't want to see you naked.
I'm not allowed at Marshall's anymore. But you know what? I didn't like their stuff anyway. Bobby's guilt.
It's Ross dressed for less for me.
You did dress for less. You dressed for as less as humanly possible. But Bobby's guilt is eating him up. Julie, by the way, she's watching these guys work out, and she's impressed. They've never given any kind of effort whatsoever. And she's like, Bobby's
It's
righting
all-
the ship here.
It's all Bobby's organizational skills.
They went out in a boat and it didn't flip over. And
What the fuck?
she's like, what the hell?
The kid started to drown and they actually saved him.
Bobby's guilt, though, is eating him up, boys.
Then the real one, Cade, you look over and it's not anywhere near completed yet, but they've started to build 2 feet of a watchtower.
It's got 2 rungs of a ladder.
You see Bobby's, all right. And they go up. Nice. It's coming. It's all coming around. It's all turning up Bobby.
Yeah, and he almost tells them who he is in this moment. He's so proud of them. He's thinking, I've done enough that will set me, but another distraction happens, and it doesn't happen.
So easily distracted. From
They are. Todd, you hanging in there on that cigar?
Yeah, I'm hanging
Same
in.
thing?
No.
Nothing?
No, actually, I got a big blast of Candela Hay. That's basically the only flavor that I've actually picked up from it so far. I had a little bit of white pepper on the Retro Hell, about, I guess whatever that is. I can't tell because it's frayed apart.
I did on a Retro Hail actually get pepper.
Yeah.
I don't know why you got to come in with a white pepper and be all Guy Fieri on this, but there was some pepper there.
This cigar is thebomb.com.
Trust me, when you're in the Hungarian bathhouse, you get to know white pepper.
I bet you do.
I bet you get to know Guy Fieri, too.
That is actually true, and he's a wonderful man.
Every time he bends over to dry his legs, you just get a whiff of mozzarella crazy fries.
Picking up some turmeric?
I don't know. They don't taste insane. Dip them in some insane sauce. It's just sriracha and mayonnaise stirred with my finger. All right.
You just need to send him around to like low rent fast
Can we
food
send
joints.
him to Australia in an exchange asshole program?
What's wrong with
You
Guy?
send
man?
us one of your assholes.
I'm
we'll
gonna
give you Guy Fieri.
defend Guy. I've never watched any of his stuff, but I'm tired of people picking on him.
All right.
That's bathhouse talk.
No. Anthony Bourdain. I love you, Anthony Bourdain, but leave Guy
'cause
Fieri alone.
Because that takes guts to say. Everybody loves Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, but he started dumping on Ferrari, and I'm like,
Fieri.
yeah, that
Ferrari?
dude. Yeah, that dude. And I'm just like,
Have another Foster's, mate.
All of a sudden,
and I'm like, man, he's developed his
because
shows.
he's
He's
more
worked hard
popular.
and got his stuff on it, man. Just leave the
Bourdain's
dude
worked
alone.
hard to have his name put out there, but not Guy. He just showed up.
I'm no Guy Fieri fan, but I will say this. Anthony Bourdain's a bully. And
I kind of think so.
I don't like bullies.
Well, I'm sorry. I have watched the diners, drive-ins, dives, whatever. It's far more enjoyable, and the food on there. Let's face it.
I
want to eat that food from those places because it looks like it will cause me intestinal difficulties.
These Aussie-tizers are amazeballs.
They should have him going to like low rent fast food places. If
Actually,
you're hungry for roast beef in Central Texas, there's only one place. This is Arby's.
I actually like.
Pulls in in that convertible.
I actually like Bourdain's show better because of the history stuff that he goes through. But yeah, dude, stop fucking bullying Guy around.
We're in the Gulf Coast, one of the world's most popular seafood places. This is Captain D's.
What do you... Tell me about this bomb.com sauce. It's tartar sauce. We get it from a big plastic jug and pour it into a container.
Half of it's mayonnaise and half of it's water from that pond out yonder.
I'm getting texture. I'm getting flavor. I'm getting stuff. Oh, he's good. He's good.
Your story checks out.
I still want to do exchange assholes. And let's get him out of here. We've had enough already.
I'm with you, Team Ferrari.
Ferrer. I don't
Fieri. F-I-E-R-I. Fieri.
Oh, okay.
And if they start an exchange asshole program, we're all in trouble.
I'm going to show up on a beach in Hungary. I'm here.
Why did they never do that? Why did they never show Fieri in a Ferrari?
Budget.
Someone would have given.
By the way,
I just don't like him back in the kitchen of all these restaurants sticking his finger and stuff.
We're gonna be sending
That's what
texts.
you do.
And that goes out to you.
And then it's just some dude out there. Hey, was that guy with the spiked hair who's kind of special. Was he sticking his finger in this? I don't want to eat this shit.
No, you didn't see that.
I watched him stick his finger in
He
my.
was stirring it with his hand.
Was that guy in the Stephen F. Austin marching band Speedo back there touching my food?
I'm just saying, for a guy who's like a celebrity chef, he sure doesn't know dick about the FDA.
All right, boss, redirect us.
That's why I get paid the big bucks. We'll see how you guys do with that Aussie bastard they sent in here to take my place.
Or her.
We suddenly, or her. Look at you, progressive bastard. I wanted to say that in Aussie. You progressive bastard.
Welcome to the Tuesday Night Cigar
And then I
Club.
came out like Arnold. You progressive bastard. I'll take that leprechaun hat and I'll stop it up. All right. We suddenly cut back to Los Angeles, where Bobby's father, Mr. McCain, Big Mike, has broke free of his wife's happy pills, and he's heading to Australia to help out Bobby. She runs off to her lover, Richard Gray, and he sees this as a perfect opportunity to seize control of the company. We could take over the board and make a perfect merger into your vagina. Well, he's already made that merger.
Many a time, apparently.
His words, not mine. I didn't say that. And I'm pretty sure he's not really into her.
No.
I have a certain feeling about Richard Gray.
Think he's more into the McDouleys of the world?
I think he's a little more into the McDouleys. Is that what they call McDonald's over there?
Yes.
McDouleys?
Welcome to McDouleys. Quarter pounder, filet of fish,
Well, there'd be a kilo pounder.
quarter kilo,
Quarter kilo.
What do they call a quarter pound in Australia?
quarter kilo.
I wouldn't
Shut
know.
up.
A koala burger.
Boomerang.
Oh, God, here we go.
Boomerang with cheese.
Crocodile.
Nicole Kidman. Start saying Australian shit.
Midnight oil.
Is she gonna host the TNCC?
No,
podcast?
God, no. No.
I mean, it'd be all right. I wouldn't like it, but
With my history,
We all turned on you so fast. We can trade Cade for Nicole Kidman.
with my checkered past with Scientology, she doesn't want anything to do with me. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, but you're going over there. She's coming here where we, boo Scientology. She's gonna love us.
I still think they're getting the better deal.
Where's this exchange website? Yeah,
Don't worry about it. It's a secret website.
I am.
It's on the dark web.
It's on the dark web.
I am signing your name up so fast.
Dank web.
Dank web.
I just picturing Guy Fieri with everything. This ranch sauce belongs on the dark web. Like he starts talking about weird, like underground shit. Like I once ate a Vietnamese child who's tasted just like this bomb.com blue cheese dressing. What? You ate a kid? What the fuck's wrong with you? What? He gets in his red convertible. Cut the cameras, you asshole. He starts freaking out. I don't know if Guy Fieri ever ate a Vietnamese child. I'm sorry.
Laotian.
I've heard it both ways. I've heard it all four ways. You just said it.
Let's go to my notes.
Richard, next to a sobbing Mrs. McCain, addresses the board. She's putting on a big show about how crazy her husband is.
yeah, but it's a horrible show. Anyone can see that.
Anybody can see she's a worse actress than Anna Nicole Smith in Skyscraper.
No, let's not go there.
That's
I'm sorry, I've had a couple Fosters.
literally that's like 8 beers.
Well, just like that, they give control of the company to Richard.
We like what you're saying. Crazy.
Hey, am I right,
Crazy.
guys? What a weasel.
I'm still waiting for the little top hat to descend from the ceiling. All is going as I planned.
He's a fucking weasel. Well, he says he has a man on the inside at Mullet. I bet he has a man on the inside at Mullet Beach.
Deep inside.
A doctor.
Sorry. Sorry. I just wrote down Guy Fieri ate a Vietnamese child, and then in quotes, needs more garlic to get to Flavor Town.
Oh, what is that, paprika? Hell yes. Oh. No, I'm sure he's a good guy. I was thinking, though, maybe of starting wearing more shirts with flames on them. What do you guys think?
That
Go
would be
Brooks
fun.
and Dunn, man. Go full Brooks and Dunn.
Do they wear a lot
Now,
of flamey
if
shirts?
you, now, if you dye your hair,
They were the ones who invented the flame shirt.
They did.
Well, he says he has a man on the inside, deep inside at Mullet Beach, that can counteract whatever Bobby McCain is undoing there. But at this point, does it even matter? Do you even know what's happening, like at Mullet Beach, or what they're trying to accomplish? Like, who owns what?
I'm just like,
If we win this championship, it will solve all of our. It has established nothing as to why they should win the championship yet. We will keep our standing with the Surfers Association.
I'm like Oliver Twist. More boobs, please.
Which is that?
Sir,
May I have some more?
may I have some more whitened tips, please? I'm so thirsty for boobs.
Fuck it. Let's just head back to the bar. It's 2 p.m. on Wednesday.
You think Guy Fieri's ever had a kangaroo?
Probably, at least twice.
This pouch is like a rockin' pita pocket, yo.
For some reason, I just see him like holding it, filling it with ranch.
Starting to see like pouring ranch in this kangaroo's pocket. The kangaroo's like rolling its eyes, like, I hate you guys. Dipping a mozzarella stick in the fucking kangaroo pouch. Crispy, tender, but you get that juice from the mozzarella.
Turns to the kangaroo to do his trademark fist bump. Great job.
Kangaroo gives him a little fist bump.
Great job.
It's the best way to mix up ranch. Put all the ingredients, just let them hop around, shakes it up. I only use buttermilk.
We cut back to Mullet Beach, where after a day of snorkeling, Bobby and Julie are doing it on the beach.
Doing it.
And we see like them grinding their loins together.
Oh, it's a
We-
slow
okay,
motion
at
softcore
this
love
point,
scene.
Yeah.
It turns into, like you just said, it just turns into softcore. He's like sucking on her titties, and
As the hat, as Cody's leprechaun hat is
there's not much left here. I gotta save it. Gotta hold out.
slow down,
Slow down.
slow strokes. But it's a hardcore. Christopher Atkins isn't opposed to this kind of stuff.
But I'm just wondering.
I forget. Was there a
I think
a
I'm
hump
just wondering-
scene in
I'm
the
just-
pirate movie?
No,
I'm just wondering about the director. Suck on her titties. Do it.
You sound like Mel Gibson there. Suck on those sugar titties.
sugar tits. Come on.
Well, I really don't. I don't feel comfortable. Do it.
Do it. Head butter.
I'm just saying that was his words, not mine.
Boomerang.
No, you said nothing that can get you in trouble with Mel Gibson.
It is an interesting point. What is the director saying? Christopher, we see more mouth on her left nipple?
Right there on those white tips.
Come on, haven't you ever heard of Tune in Tokyo? You're tuning into Homa.
I actually, like I said, I'm usually a very trusted narrator here. Not only did I get it wrong that Richard and Mrs. McCain were painting boobs in the thing, I missed the boob mouth to boob scene.
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
I saw the love scene, but it's
Well,
very.
I was
very sensuous.
I was like, wait a second. What? Is this still the same movie? Because it's like it just like shifted tone. Like you don't show like titty sucking.
Doctor, are there erogenous zones in the female breast? I'm gonna try to take this to somewhere academic.
My
You're going about
God,
the
man,
wrong
yes, there are.
Yeah.
Especially underneath. That's where the sensuous zones are. Get underneath
Everybody's
that.
making notes
Get underneath
here.
the breast.
Underneath.
Yes.
Draw a little diagram here.
I can draw a diagram.
All right. Well, put that in your notes if you would, Doctor.
Gladly.
Wait, the stuff you write doesn't go in like my permanent medical record, does it?
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I need to do
Not as such. I always hand these to you at the end of the show.
Oh, that's
There
it.
we go.
Boobalicious.
It'll only go to my physician if I hand it to him.
What goes in the memory banks at the end is
That
something
looks-
else.
That was ominous.
No, that looks like balls with eyes.
Tut's over there drawing balls on his notes.
Trying to draw tits, and they look like fucking fried eggs.
Speaking of fried eggs,
Looks like a poached eggland's best.
I'm at a diner here in Melbourne. They got the best fried eggs. All
Those are runny eggs. Those are the worst tits I've ever seen.
right, well,
I was in the Stephen F. Austin marching band.
I have no doubt that your
Bullseye.
expertise. As anyone who knows,
I was not in the Stephen F. Austin marching band.
Of course you're not. You have some class.
I was never in a marching band of any kind. Until I go into exchange marching band.
Ooh, that's a movie.
Exchange marching band.
The person shows up on American soil. There's your Stephen F. Austin marching band. Blow the brains out. Movie over. Sorry, everybody knows Stephen F. Austin sucks. But Sam Houston blows. You're our rivals. I got to give you shit.
I still don't know that we're rivals. I mean, I guess we are.
Pretty.
The schools are in the same conference, the Southland Conference.
We every year have the Battle of the
They're
Piney
the only
Woods.
two in the conference.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, Tech always thinks that they're the rival of UT. Yeah, okay.
Alright, well, I'm going to move on to
that
something.
A&M is gone, yes, they are.
I'm going to move on to something that's not
Suppose
boring
you guys
our
aren't
listeners to
familiar
death.
with the University of North Texas Middle Tennessee State rivalry.
I've heard it gets pretty intense.
The Mean Green versus the Blue Raiders.
Now I'm picturing Guy Fieri. I'm at Middle State Tennessee University.
I'm at Middle Tennessee State.
I'm eating a Caesar salad in the student section. I'll tell you what. I put a gallon of dressing on there.
I like your previous assertion that he murders people to eat them. I just backed over a drifter in my Camaro, but I tell you what, you put him in a little...
Slap on some
Put
bomb.
some coriander on there and throw him in the oven. We're going to do it low and slow.
Dip his little chubby fingers in some malt vinegar. Oh, yeah. I don't know if he's a cannibal. I don't
We're
think
going to be
he is.
sued by the Food Network.
Call that food. Well, now we're definitely getting sued by the Food Network. Oh, no, he's fine. He seems like a good American.
He is. He's more TNCC than Bourdain.
I just think people on their high
We decide
horse.
who's TNCC around here.
No, I'm just saying, Anthony Bourdain is not TNCC. He's a bully, and when people puff out their chest, like, put on clips, like, you need to watch, like, his, I'm really down with his sophisticated, worldly,
I do appreciate that.
give me a break.
Anyone would be worldly if somebody else is footing the bill for you to travel everywhere.
He's a dick in an 80s movie. He like does MMA and like he leaves his dojo to fly to the Philippines to have a beer with a fisherman.
Oh, he's Steven Seagal.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I don't care. I wish you were less of a bully, but I still like you, Bourdain.
He's not listening.
No, he totally's not.
Well, where were we? Oh, the boob suck. Okay.
That's oddly specific, but
The
let's
boob,
go.
The boobs suck.
Well, Bobby, after sucking on things, is clearly 100% local at this point. Julie has accepted him in the most intimate of ways. And he's so secure in his relationship with his new friends that later that night at a beachside campfire, he fesses up. He didn't even really think about it. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm Bobby McCain.
No. He got busted.
He did.
He got busted by the red
Oh,
hair
they
dude.
found the
Yeah, Terry, the guy who buys the Halloween T-shirts.
the tape recorder.
recorder.
But you know what? But still, I stand by it. He's not ashamed of it.
Well, no, I mean, you
He's
got
like, they're gonna be okay with it. No, he's like, yeah, that was me on the tape recorder.
Unlike our president, when you present audio recordings of him saying something and he's
Wasn't
like,
me.
wasn't me. Bobby McCain at least has the balls to go, yeah, that was me.
He does say, yeah, that was me, but you know what? I don't think you guys are nerds, and I don't think this place is a dump anymore. I said those things the first day I got here.
That was 3 days ago.
That was yesterday.
I've changed since then.
I've jogged an inordinate amount.
I'm wearing a Speedo.
I'm wearing Speedos, and I just
I'm
sucked
a
on
new
her,
man.
I just sucked all over her breast. I'm a different guy now, and I'm going to help you, Aussies. Well,
Like a true American, I'm going to help you. Do what I say.
Julie
Become better, you backwards ass motherfuckers.
Follow my rules.
Julie doesn't buy it. She slaps the shit out of Bobby. And before he can begin to explain himself, you're a spy, and you can't stay at the club anymore, a hurt and dejected Mick says.
Actually, Mick's kind of cool with the whole thing.
No, there he's like, you're a spy, and you can't stay at the clubhouse anymore. But the next morning, he's taking Bobby to an old lady's house that he arranged for him to live with her. He actually is pretty cool with it. I think that's an Aussie thing. Like, these guys really just don't care
Look,
about
I had
anything.
to stay and say those things because of them, but I see I'm all about you.
Look, we should be really upset, but that's not our way. We drink a lot, and we're just okay with stuff.
But you're going to wear that Speedo I bought for you, right?
But you...
Be sure to tuck it into your crack.
But don't you kind of respect that? Like, That's something in an American movie that would take a half an hour for the characters to get over. The betrayal.
Everybody would hate him. Mick's like, whatever.
Everybody's kind of okay with it in 5 minutes.
The man bought me beer after beer. Not a fan of Foster's, but I drank it.
I think I'll be okay over there on the Exchange Podcast program because it's like a lot of times in my current age, stuff that would have really ate me alive in my 20s.
They're just like, fuck it.
Oh, dude.
I don't have the
10
energy
minutes-
for this
10
shit.
minutes later, I'm like, whatever.
No, I'm seeing the doc fit in real good in Australia.
I like Mix. It's unique. You betrayed us. That was 5 minutes ago.
Let's have a beer.
Time moves faster, apparently. Things change literally day to day.
Is that it's in the
We're
southern,
out of shape.
It's in the
We
southern
can't row
hemisphere,
a
things are
boat.
different.
We can't save children drowning in our waters. Literally 5 feet from the shore. But after 1 hour of your training schedule, we can do all of these things.
And, oh, by the way, his winning training schedule: row a boat and then run and then march.
and then get drunk.
This is what I do. I know how to organize people. No, you just like wrote down 3 things on a list, which is more than they had. I mean,
That's organization to them. Like, wow, this guy's pretty fucking organized. Look at this.
Look, what we need to do.
He wrote it down on
is
paper
actually practice
with a real pen.
rowing the boat.
He got a dry erase board. Impressive.
This guy's good. Oh, you people are good.
Oh, you're good.
You're good.
You're real good. All right. In a rare sign of compassion and nicety, Mick and Charlene drop Bobby off the next morning at Mrs. B's seaside cabin. While Bobby can't stay at the clubhouse, Mick is very much into helping Bobby find a new domicile and stay there. He's a son of a bitch with no friends. Let's take care of him. I like it.
Mick believes him.
He believes he's changed.
When Bobby says that he's changed and he doesn't go, Mick's like
I
believe him.
But I think Mick, as we said, I think Mick is so just drunk.
Because he gives out so much, I've changed. Believable.
I believe him.
I believe him. I mean,
I'm good.
you good?
Crikey!
Oh, crikey. That head is the bomb.com on that beer. Stop saying that.
This Foster's is taking me to Flavortown.
I did like the show Mercy on the American, but I don't even think it was a show Mercy. I think they're just so laid back. They've been living at this clubhouse for 20 years.
Some of them are angry, but
drinking
Mick,
and dancing.
Mick's
But
the head honcho. He's like, man.
Mick doesn't give a shit. I think you're right, though. He believes them.
Yeah.
That's an important thing. Bobby immediately picks up Mrs. B's phone to call his father, and lo and behold, his father's standing right behind him in Mrs. B's living room.
He comes out with a towel around his waist. Mrs. B. All right.
The new Mrs. McCain. Mrs. B's like 80 years old, by the way. He's feeling much more centered now that he's off his wife's happy pills. And he's determined to present a plan to develop Mullet Beach economically and environmentally friendly, a co-op where the locals have a say in things. It's going to benefit everybody. Yes.
Fucking libtard.
Now that is a staple of late 80s and 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Something to get behind. Tuttle doesn't like it. Snowflake. That night at sunset, Bobby tries to win back Julie, but she's not having it. She's hurt. He wasn't honest with her.
Well, honestly, he just comes up running to her. Listen to me. Like,
Oh.
I know I lied, but no, he doesn't even do that.
But I've got 94 condoms left to use. Come on.
Well, they head over to the city meeting that Big Mike McCain is holding, where he's swearing what he's proposing isn't a redevelopment, not a resort, but a community-owned project.
But you know, this is the one time where I can say my schooling comes forward and he actually presents some things. What's the unemployment rate here? Everyone's like, he comes forward and says it, 28%. I'm like, what?
Even more
So-
on Mullet Beach, mate. None of us got jobs.
They're all lifeguards, and none of them seem to have a salary. I mean, they just
So
They all live
everybody's
in the
like,
same shack on the beach.
everybody's
Well,
a
that's like-
lifeguard or everybody's drowning.
Well, that's like the redhead dude is like.
we have two classes of people: lifeguards and drowning victims.
Well, it's like the redhead guy. He asked the redhead guy. I was like, "What's your job?" don't have one. I'm like, wait a minute, weren't you a lifeguard?
In Mullet Beach, you're either a lifeguard or one of the dead people we were supposed to save.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you
Oh,
in the
midnight
lifeguard
oil.
He was a
races.
lifeguard. They don't.
He just to see this body, he's like flowing over like the little waves.
What's your unemployment rate? 100%. We haven't made a salary in 20 years. I think they just get to live in the clubhouse and drink beer. The only guys I think maybe making money are that band that was playing.
No, they're not. I mean, come on, let's be real. They're playing to the lifeguards and the drowning victims.
Felt like a Tuesday night up at the pub with those guys.
Here they are, 11 p.m. oil.
AM. It's AM. You're right though. He does give some sound thing. He wants to bring wind power into the thing. Snowflake. He wants to not pollute the sea. Liberal chump. He's got some good ideas.
Probably living,
So we're not
going to
let anyone else drown so that their decaying corpse will be found upon the beach.
We're going to take all the bodies of the people that you guys were unsuccessfully able to save and reuse them for affordable housing.
Guy Fieri's all and Aussie Tizes. He's talking Australian.
Jesus, get out of here. Get out of here, you.
He's over there in the corner, like sharpening his knife, like
He speeds off in his little red Chevy convertible. He's with the Eastmans now. But no, he wants to do an environmentally friendly eco center powered by natural resources. It's very ahead of its time. But we can't force it, he tells him. You decide. If you don't want this to happen,
Then we don't build.
we don't do it. It's a new McCain. And they kind of reluctantly shrug and, you know.
Just like everything else, man.
That's true, too. Like, even the guy who was so against, the long-haired guy, is like, yeah, all right.
5 minutes, he's like, man.
they change so quickly.
I could be angry about this, but that would require effort.
Oh, better script.
Let's just get another Foster's. This shit is driving Richard and Mrs. McCain nuts back in Los Angeles. They can't handle this shit. So they decide to head to Australia. But they might be right to draw a breath of relief, because the Aussie bad guys, the Eastmans, tell Big Mike McCain that they're loyal to Richard and Mrs. McCain, and they hold the valuable deeds to the clubhouse in their safe. How'd they get the deeds?
I don't know.
Didn't Julie own the deeds?
Yeah, but
I don't
Julie's
know.
one of those people. She probably just set them on the top of a refrigerator. These are important, eh? All right.
And I don't know anything about Australian deeds, but normally they have your name on
Give me
it.
a beer.
So you can't just like, I've got the deed, so I own it.
It was very like a kid movie, like whoever's got the evil deeds, they can like grab from somebody and all of a sudden
away
you own
from
the
them.
house.
You're running
I
away
got the
from them.
deeds.
Whoever
I got the
holds
deeds.
the sword of might controls the beach.
Oh, it made no
And
sense.
you can just see them giving up. Oh, he's got the deeds. All right. 11 a.m. oil's about to play. Fuck it.
Real quick, so yeah, the bad guys now somehow have the deeds. We're as we close in on this movie, I'm getting some of the Nicaraguan taste back in the final third. I'm getting a little bit of strength, a little bit less of the grassy component, a little bit more of the earth again. It totally disappeared in the middle of the cigar, but now it's.
I no longer feel like I've been staring into a lunar eclipse for several hours, so that's a good thing.
Are you getting anything off it, or just less smoke?
There's a very, very faint kind of. I think you referred to it as hay or grassiness.
From the Candela wrapper, it's the classic.
It's very faint.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit of heat in the
I haven't had
nose
to relight
again.
it once. It's starting to peel a little bit, but not quite like Tut's disaster.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yours like mine. Yours has been perfect.
mine's
I've
become a little
had a
uneven, but-
little, just on the outer wrapper, like a little crack or two, but nothing.
mine's held together like a champ.
Mine has looked like a fucking Looney Tunes cigar.
It does.
It
looks like it blew up in
It's
Tut's
had only
turn into
two
an apple
flavors
cigar.
presents, hay and a little hint of pepper that like vanished as soon as I was like, "Oh, that's nice," and then it was gone.
Well, you know what?
Uh,
we've I don't think we've ever had a home run on St. Patty's Day cigar-wise with these Candelas.
The hooligan wasn't.
The
that
hooligan was
bad.
maybe the best of the bunch.
But the hooligan was just straight Candela.
No, it was Barber Ball.
Ball.
Yeah.
Last year was the La Flor Dominica. That was a straight Candela.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
But yeah, you know what? I will say this: we're having a good conversation. I'm getting to puff on something while I drink a beer that tastes like beer.
Yeah.
If I was an Aussie, I'd be okay with tonight. Meh. Boomer.
It's funny that you say that because, like, I've actually, like, known a couple of Australians as internet friends, and we talk online and stuff. And I would think
Were they in
that
Hungarian bathhouse.
no.
Tell us more about your male internet friends.
And I would think that of all the foreign countries, they're probably the closest to Texans, as opposed to the laid back, cool guys of Mullet Beach. They were loud, boisterous, opinionated, and at first I hated them. And then they were like, a friend of mine was like, "You know why you hate them? Because they're like you. They're fucking Texans."
And you hate
They
yourself.
talk about no, I love
But
Texas.
at first he hated them, but then about 3 hours later, he just thought
I hated
everything
them
was
so
great.
much because they reminded me of me, and I hate myself.
No, I
Doctor's
love
notes.
Texas. I'm a Texas freaking homer. But a friend of mine from California, he was like,
Well, here we go.
he was
You
like,
said
"You're-"
that was disdain.
he was like, dude, they talk about their country like you do about Texas. I was like, oh, okay. They're very opinionated.
So he, from the outside, saw similarities in you as a Texan and the Aussies in there. Okay,
I hate them because they're just like me.
that's what you basically said.
And I hate
pretty
me.
much. I love me, actually.
You should. You're a good guy.
I know.
You remind me of myself.
Then
There
again,
can
I
only
don't
be
s-
one.
I don't see what.
There can only be one.
I don't know what you're doing at Anytime Fitness in those showers, and I don't want to know.
I'm
Is that
very
what it's
comfortable.
called? Anytime Fitness? Anything goes fitness.
It's just anything goes.
Anything goes.
They dropped the fitness on the neon sign. The fitness went out. It's just anything goes. 24-hour, nothing.
I would say I would love to go to Australia. I would actually love to go to
Well,
Australia.
maybe we'll get to go there someday. Maybe they'll do an Australian bard smoker for Drew's Day. We'll get to go there.
Anything could happen.
Anything could happen. Well, now there's a super weird Santa Claus cameo. I guess it's. Do they have a different Christmas than us?
I think so.
That's not.
Because it was like, and they didn't even announce it. Like, there's never been a hint of Christmas, the
but all of a
entire
sudden
show.
Santa's riding in on
there,
the
and I'm
boat.
like, well, that's random.
I didn't understand that.
Once
at all.
again,
That's the
is
only
it a
outfit that
joke?
naked fisherman has.
Is it a joke that I'm catching the end of, or is it the thing?
I
this
don't
goes
know.
with this goes with Cody saying I think maybe there was some other Christmas stuff that got cut.
cut or something.
Because there's
think
no
they're-
inclination this is
I
around
think
Christmas
they
time.
recorded like 8 hours of movie
Exchange
and
lifeguards, the
just picked and
director's cut.
choose.
Exchange lifeguards redux.
He's making a origami Christmas tree that he places over on the dude.
All right. Well, I did not understand the sudden introduction of Santa Claus. Do they call him Santa Claus over there?
I'm assuming they do.
Mick Claus.
Mick Claus.
Saint Mick.
Saint Mick.
Crocodile claws.
Oh, Latter-day Mick Kringle, you are.
Speaking of Kringle, I got some Kringle tater tots here. Dip them in some rockin' Aussie ranch.
Boot ring to the head.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, Mick swallows all of his hurt, anger, and pride, and talks Bobby into coming back and running with the team in the lifeguard championship.
We need you, mate. You're the one who can run.
You told us how to run.
You got those legs, and you've got those organizational skills. What's that board you write on, and then you do that in a dry erase?
It's a loose leaf notebook. Yeah,
Mag-
that thing.
It's magic. It's stuff of wizardry.
That's the stuff we need there.
Once they're all together in the clubhouse, Mr. McCain tells them that despite him getting shut down by his own company, they can just get a hold of those deeds. These deeds. So the boys come up with a plan to get those precious land deeds. They capture the bad guy, Clint Eastman, who has the combination to the safe that has the deeds. But he's not forthcoming, obviously, with the safe's combination. So they do what any of us would do. They pull down his pants and fill his underpants with dog food and let Mick's beloved killer loose. And just like that, after some cool shots of a dog munching on a guy's dick, our heroes have the safe combination and the deeds.
I have so
Pretty
many
elaborate plan for those guys.
Which they quickly take the deeds and put them in their beer freezer.
What do we do
Us
with these?
style.
Hide
Right
the
there.
deeds. Hide the deeds. Here they go.
Dude, TNCC style. Hey, I got that thing that's going to make all of our lives better forever. They're so valuable. Stick them in the beer thing.
Nobody would ever look here.
Yeah, just shove them in the fridge.
They'll be all right here, right?
Those shots of the dog chomping on that guy's bikini briefs, that was kind of
Well, if he had just stuck them like in his underwear drawer because they have no underwear, nobody would look there.
They don't have underwear drawers.
Exactly. What's that? It's my underwear drawer. Wait. No one would ever look here.
Underwear drawer, mate. This ain't New Zealand.
We're not a bunch of Kiwis. We've got some Kiwis, but you ever deep fry a kiwi and dip it in some sriracha ranch sauce?
Somebody kill that guy.
He really loves mixing sriracha and ranch. I've noticed that. That's a pattern with him. And then fry the shit out of it. How do you fry the shit out of a dipping sauce? I didn't think that was possible. Oh, it's possible.
Well, first you have to freeze it. Then you batter it and you drop it in.
I always notice on that show, too, every place he goes to, when they're making something, they have like 15 cups of seasoning sit there. I do a pound of sugar, pound of cinnamon, pound of cilantro, then I do a pound of crushed red pepper, then I'm going to do a pound of onion powder, then I'm going to do a pound of... What made you come up with this? And I put it in a blender and I mix it and I dump a bunch of mayo and sriracha in there. Oh, that...
Don't you just want to see one of those guys just like push him? Hey, I'm going to serve that to people. Get your fucking finger out of there.
Fist bump. Your fist is covered in ranch and sriracha. You're gonna get shut down because of your spiked hair ass. Alright, that's enough about him. We cut to the airport where Richard and Mrs. McCain have shown up to ensure their evil plan is going to come to fruition. The lead Aussie bad guy, Mr. Eastman, assures them as long as Mullet Beach Life-Saving Club loses the next competition, our plans will be just fine. How does that get the deeds back if they lose the stupid beach competition?
At any
They still
rate,
haven't explained why the beach competition is so important.
at any rate, we can just get the deeds out of their beer fridge.
But won't they just have another competition tomorrow? And like, doesn't that change things? They do one of these every day. All right, it's not just me then. None of this made sense to you guys either. All right. Well, there's a Santa Claus rowing up to the beach. I don't know what the fuck is going on in this movie. So, and I'm thinking cultural differences. Obviously,
no, I
in
just
Australia,
think they literally
whoever-
recorded 8 hours of a film. Just record this. I don't know what it is.
Should we put in this shot of Santa? Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Show some guys at pull their thongs up into their ass. Tape it. We'll work it in there somehow.
Did Santa Claus have a thong on?
I think he did.
I think he did too. But apparently in Australia, whoever has actual physical possession of a deed is the owner.
Correct. It's just a piece
Ownership
of paper.
is 9/10 of the law.
Just a paper that says deed.
Calligraphy deed. It's fancy. So we embark on some beach challenges, a pillow fight on a log,
oh my god.
where they sit on a log and just slap each other with a pillow till one falls off.
I mean, literally, it is just a pillow fight on a log.
The
I mean,
next-
you cannot.
Which the Mullet Beach Boys...
The next time I talk,
He's got us.
By the way,
The doctor is now holding
I now
up
own Australia.
a piece of paper with
by the
word
way, I
deed written on it.
am going to rip the movie so I can cut out the pillow fighting CD, and then I'll show that to my Aussie friends and be like, "Oh yeah, you're really manly, huh? This is your lifeguard deal, pillow fighting.
Was that in the...
Oh, that's a national competition right there.
That's
Pillow
a
fighting.
national treasure."
We're in the
damn it.
middle of the Winter Olympics. Is that an event? The log pillow fight?
Well, curling is. It may as well
Probably
be.
for
Hey,
the
you
summer
shut your
Olympics.
mouth about curling.
God, jeez.
You know what? Same guys like curling like Anthony Bourdain. They think they're hip because they're like, yeah, I'm watching curling. Then I'm going to tune over and watch Anthony Bourdain. I dare you to say something critical.
Exeter, fee fi fo flit. And where I come from, we call those people dipshits.
I disagree. I like curling. I like Anthony Bourdain.
You can't like curling.
We're not
I
talking about...
love curling. It's the only Olympic sport that I think I might have a shot.
That I can believe.
I'd like to do the log pillow fighting.
That would be sweet.
No, you have to sit on that log, man. My
Yeah, but
joke
you could
would
have
be
a
like,
beer with you.
well, ogre style.
Well, see,
yeah.
when they did the log pillow fighting, I thought it was going to be like a Revenge of the Nerds.
I wanna
like
be
a
like-
tricycle race.
I was
and
about to say, I want to be all right. So instead of log pillow fighting, where you're like on that skinny deal that's like jamming your junk up, I want it more like Revenge of the Nerds, where you're sitting on a barrel and the things are spread out.
I thought it was going to be a bunch of comical, fun events, but it's not. But
How you
Rick-
feeling,
And,
Nick?
and the thing,
That
this
was
is one of
fucking
those
great.
things. They miss the classics. They miss like.
Yeah, but this was like
I was waiting for
only
them to be,
a
like,
couple
riding
years
the barrel on
after
the saddle,
but this
trying
is
to like
only a
buck the
couple
guy
years
off. And
But this is only a couple of years after Nerds.
yeah, but
a decade.
decade.
Oh, really? I thought this was like '87.
That was 92.
Oh, never mind.
But I was also waiting, like, maybe it would have been like boat tipping or something.
How about see who can stay in the boat just without like?
Who can stay afloat for the longest?
Let's see which lifeguard can swim 10 feet without drowning. Yeah, no. But Richard Gray, after that pillow fight and the Mole Beach guys win, he's like, you see him over on the side with his mustache. He's very angry. Oh yeah, Bobby also gets reacquainted during this with his long lost mom. Remember, Mom was an Aussie. She shows up.
And this is the sad thing is,
Not only,
it's just a random person. It's like
not only does he, who's like, remember earlier in the film, he's like, not like she ever cared about me. I haven't seen her since I was a baby. She shows up and immediately he's,
Oh, Mom.
oh, I love you. And guess what? Dad takes a liking to her again too. Oh, I missed you. I should never have divorced you, wife.
this
She's had,
was
like, 4
literally
wives since
like
then.
18 years ago.
Yeah, but he's been in old Mrs. B's house for the last couple of days. He's ready for something else. It's all of a sudden she's like fucking Victoria Principal after that.
It's true.
He's remembering what those happy pills did for him. But not only that, Mom, surprisingly, is horny for Mr. McCain too. Only in the movies.
I smell a big wrap up coming. Everybody's starting to get happy.
Only in the movies. But here's where it gets interesting. Maybe. While reconnecting with his birth mother at the bar,
Boobs, please.
Bobby sees Richard Gray and stepmom, Mrs. McCain, chugging drinks. And as fate would have it, she's drunk and saucy enough to carelessly divulge to Bobby, I've been poisoning your father with these mind-controlling drugs for years.
What are you gonna do about
The
it?
board is completely under my spell. He's not crazy. I've been poisoning him. And what are you going to do about it?
Thanks, Anna Nicole.
Well,
Oh no, there's a bomb. I've got to defuse it.
she says no matter what you say, they're not going to believe you. Oh, God.
Oh god.
Doesn't then Gray come in with, it
I
doesn't
didn't
matter what
think
you
about-
say, I've got the deeds.
I've got the deeds. It doesn't matter what evidence they have.
She's
I
not as
actually
bad
am
as
holding,
Anna Nicole.
am holding the deeds.
It doesn't
I mean,
matter,
she's
I've
like-
got this.
Nicole-ish, but not as bad.
For those of you who have not watched our Christmas episode where we talk through Anna Nicole Smith's action movie Skyscraper,
Oh, God.
I encourage you. It's a wonderful episode. Go watch it. I actually rewatched it recently. It's one of our finer moments.
Oh no, the building is on fire. I've got to escape.
Oh, hark! What light through yonder window breaks?
There's
Fuck off!
there's a lot of characters. In
I
that one.
threw some Shakespeare in there, I believe.
You did. Well, Richard tries to tell the crazy big-mouthed Mrs. McCain, "Shut up! You don't need to divulge our whole plan." But it's too late because guess what? Remember that tape recorder Bobby carries? He recorded everything she said.
Buddy put it in the beer fridge with the deeds.
Hook, line, and sinker. And then, for safekeeping, he puts the micro tape recorder in his beer. He's learned from Mick how they do things down there. This is special to me. This is valuable.
This is the Aussie way.
Next season he's all, now you let him, mate. It's in Mullet Beach way.
Throws it out into the ocean.
She'll never get it now.
it'll be
Oh, fuck, I don't have it now.
Here's your complimentary Speedo. You've graduated.
But then Bobby grabs the deeds from Richard. I got him now. I own the beach house. It's like hot potato, that fucking deed. Well, where was I? As Mrs. McCain is clearly betraying her matrimonial vows with Richard, we see a sweet and tender scene on the beach with Big Mike trying to rejuvenate his romance with Bobby's mom. But it's cut short as a mysterious rollerblader knocks them down, storms into the clubhouse, and grabs the deeds and rides off. So now he owns the beach house.
Who is this person?
Whoever holds the deeds holds the power.
It's like Wonka's golden ticket. Run home, Bobby, run home.
By the way, speaking of rollerblades, back to the first nude beach scene with the old fisherman.
Yeah.
And the waves come in, and he almost loses his boots. Did y'all notice that those were rollerblades?
The fisherman was wearing rollerblades?
The boots that he pulls out of the waves as they're coming in, they're rollerblades.
Rollerblade boots?
Yeah.
That must be an Australian thing.
No, I mean they were rollerblades.
Oh, they weren't like fishing boots?
No, they weren't like cowboy boots
with wheels on the bottom?
No.
That would have been awesome. Get a pair of those. If I'm going to be an exchange podcaster, I want rollerblade boots. Daryl, what are you doing? I got a duster trench coat, a crocodile Dundee hat, and I'm on rollerblade boots. I'm ready to do some podcasting. Slow down. You're doing way too much, way too fast. You're making us all uneasy.
I don't like this guy's organizational skills.
Oh, I have none of those. Listen, sugar tits. I'm on the first plane back to Texas.
Yada, yada, yada. I'll be on the plane to Texas talking normal.
You know what? I'll see you back in Austin talking normal. Cut to the big lifeguard tournament. Man, they have so many of these things. This is another one? Yeah, they have another one later. This is like the next...
Like day 3 or whatever.
Yeah, it's like the Olympics of mediocre lifeguards.
They have to have one until somebody wins, but no one's good
well,
enough.
This is
so they keep having
this is the rowing competition where obviously they can't even get the boat in the water without it flipping over. But they have an ace in the hole. Charlene, biker chick, has agreed to participate. So there's a fucking chance they can win this thing.
Yeah.
Yes, because she takes her shirt off. Why would that not be
In the
great?
first rowing event, the Mullet Beach Gang gets a huge advantage when Charlene flashes her titties at the opposing team, and obviously they're so discombobulated that they...
Who wouldn't lose their shit to that?
That needs to go up to the
that's
final.
your final. The hat is going to reach its climax. It is officially St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, yeah. That was all I wanted to see out of this entire
It really
movie.
was, and it was worth it. It was worth it.
They were points.
I liked them. They were nice.
There's a couple of white chips.
Doctor,
over
were you a
there.
fan?
Very much so. In fact, one might say, Exeter Faxeter, free fly flexion. I've got me an erection.
I'm scooting away.
Oh, God, he does.
I didn't even have to put up with this in the bathhouse.
Yeah, you did.
Again, it's not a bathhouse. It's your Gold's Gym Express.
Oh, yes. It is the Golden Gems Express, not the bathhouse.
Get back over here.
We see Charlene's
back over here.
boobs. The opposing team's boat, immediately when she flows her boobs, the boat just flips over on its own. Back at the clubhouse, Richard and Mrs. McCain confront Bobby, but they quickly lose the wind in their sails when they hear their conspiratory plans on his tape recorder. Busted. Take that, Richard Gray, and your little mustache.
I was just waiting for the maniacal little top hat to fly off. Like, oh.
Well, Mr. McCain then punches Richard out. He finally gets his payback, rightfully so. But for some reason, Richard and Mrs. McCain stick around for the final event. And they're really into it. Like, as the final event, they're dancing and, cheering.
Well, if he loses, they can still, take over the company somehow.
The deeds will be ours again.
I don't know.
I thought the guy in the rollerblades had the deeds.
Who
don't
has
know.
the deed? Where are they? They're just floating around.
You guys ever see that movie, Mr. Deeds, with Adam Sandler?
Yes.
God, no.
I never saw
Why?
that. I never saw that.
It had one on a rider in it.
It did. It was decent. Not great, just decent.
I thought that was Big Daddy, no?
No, that was yeah. I don't remember her name. Zoe Zellweger.
Renee.
Zoe Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger.
Renee, yeah. I've heard it.
Zoe.
Yeah.
You've heard that both ways, have you?
No.
If Zoe Deschanel went to Australia on the exchange actress program, she would say she's Zoe Zellweger. You look a lot like Zoe Deschanel.
We don't want her around.
Nope.
I'm Zoe Zellweger.
I'm Zoe Zellweger.
Yeah, write your story checks out.
All right.
Want to go see the Midnight Oil cover band?
Seems legit.
You want to go see 11 a.m. oil?
It's afternoon oil.
It's time to start drinking.
It's a Men Down Under cover band. They're called Men Here.
Heard that new American band, Men Up There.
Instead of
over
Who
there.
Can It Be Now, the song is Who Can It Be? I forget it.
Our beds are burning, but we don't give a shit.
Our beds are burning, but really, who gives a flying fuck?
They just seem very laid back. I think we'd get along well over there. Real quick, I'm about to close this film down. Before I do, you guys have all held on like champs through this cigar. We're all in the final third. Yours is now starting to unravel a
mine
little
is-
bit.
Mine
Correct.
has turned into the cartoonish Acme cigar.
My cigar is the only one that has maintained its construction and form.
And it's weird because yours is like the only one that's getting flavor off of it.
Maybe that has to do with the intact wrapper. I don't know. It's not a lot of flavor. I mean, I'm getting, like I've said throughout, some Nicaraguan earth and those typical, but it's very muted.
Yeah.
More than anything, I am in agreement with you guys. A lot of the Candela classic grass and hay, occasional spice through the nose, which is always nice when it happens, but it's been very few and far between after that first third.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll just keep doing these every St. Patty's Day and see what happens. I do think as a we've never done a cigar like that. I thought it'd be fun to do a big ass can of beer and a big ass cigar, and from countries that have nothing to do with Ireland.
Well, that's the Mullet Beach attitude. Man, we'll keep smoking and see what happens.
This whole podcast, I took the Mullet Beach attitude.
Just see what happens.
It's our St. Patty's Day episode. We could do Leprechaun, but we'll just do this other one. I already watched this movie. We'll just do it.
I love the fact that you posted up on the on Facebook or whatever the picture of Hornswoggle, and you're like, all right, damn it, if you give me a movie with Hornswoggle and he's not dressed up as Hornswoggle from the WWE, fuck that movie.
I'm going to talk about that when we're done.
Okay.
Because I did watch a Leprechaun movie that we were going to do tonight, and there's a reason why we didn't. I will talk about that. Well, when Bobby McCain wins the final race, he's no longer Bobby Carter, by the way. He is full-blown Bobby McCain. Mrs. McCain starts beating Richard furiously and everybody else within range. She just starts punching Richard, punching dudes in the... This cigar exploded in his face. You guys have held on to those cigars like champs, by the way.
This is, I'm getting everything I can out of it.
But dude, didn't you think it was weird? Miss McCain just goes around just beating the shit out of people. She punches Richard out. She goes up to some stranger and punches him in the belly.
She had a bad mix of Fosters and Happy Pills.
I think she started taking the happy pills, but they did not make her
No,
happy.
not happy pills.
She took the unhappy pills, the other bottle. She grabs her purse and starts whipping people with it. She is pissed. Mick grabs the mic in celebration and thanks Bobby. We did this because of you and your organizational skills. Thank you, Bobby McCain. Bobby tells everybody in attendance that his father's plans have been approved. When did that happen? For environmentally friendly cooperative development. We can't stop progress, but we sure can plan the impact of our futures.
Oh, that's true.
Doesn't like a city planning meeting take weeks and months to organize?
Not in Mullet Beach.
Not in Mullet Beach.
Did they have?
City planning.
I'm sure they asked the question. Wait,
I don't.
Do they have the deeds?
I don't think Bobby knew that rollerblader grabbed the deeds. I think this is all.
It was the mayor of Mullet Beach. It was him all along.
I would have got away with it if were you drunk lifeguards.
Isn't there a drowning child somewhere you need to go save?
No.
Or try to save.
No.
Sharks have to eat too.
Town motto.
This great white sun's going to feed themselves.
Mullet Beach, where sharks gotta eat too. That's why we're all lazy and competent.
When you took
and
the
drunk.
deeds back, where did you put them? I put them back in the freezer. No one's gonna look there twice.
Damn it.
No, they showed the naked fisherman making paper airplanes out of the deeds and sailing them out into the ocean.
Oh, he saves the kid with that rod and
Rod
reel.
and reel.
He pulls him in.
But he's literally got it hooked in the ribcage.
And the kid,
This is worse.
and the kid's like, no.
We actually saved the child.
Let me die.
Guy Fieri's there. Not yet. Starts munching on the kid.
He's on there. He's on there with the giant rod and reel. I'm gonna reel this one in.
Bam, bam, baby. Awesome. You reel in your own kid and you get into it with the sauces.
He's got a Chewbacca bandolier.
Somebody
belt
bring
with
me
little
some
spice cups around him.
Somebody bring me some
Ranch
sriracha.
and sriracha.
Oh, yeah. Fist bump. The kid's all, I'm not fist bumping you, mate. You're eating me. All right.
You're on your way to Flavor Town.
We're like diners, drive-ins, and assholes.
Welcome to the Mullet Beach version. Diners, drive-ins, and dickheads.
That should be our new name. Actually, when I go to the Exchange Podcast program, that's probably what I'll be hosting. Welcome, everybody. We're live at Melbourne, downtown historic Sydney, for the Drive-Ins, Dives, and Dickheads podcast. All right, so everybody's happy. Bobby kisses Julie. Mick kisses Charlene.
Yeah.
She's put her top back on, which I wasn't a big fan of.
Boo.
And Mr. McLean,
Boo.
Mr. McLean kisses Mrs. McLean, number one, Bobby's mom, the former Mrs. McLean. They're back together.
Oh, she's
Wait,
still
they're
around?
McLean's now?
McCain.
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 McLean.
John McClane.
The end. Everybody's happy. The end.
You know,
Everybody's getting laid in.
I'm not
Mullet
happy.
Beach.
Mrs. B's kissing the naked fisherman.
I'm not happy. Charlene's top is back on.
Yeah.
Where's Killer?
She showed it. That's all that matters.
Well, that's true.
Hey, it's not St. Patty's Day till your hat is fully erect. We got there. It took a while, but we got there.
we got there.
If it had gotten there during when Bobby was trying on those trunks at the swimsuit shop, I would have had some questions.
That was if the hat was on you. That's where it would be.
With your movie selection this year, I'm kind of agreeing with him.
Yeah, I have to do like a movie next time that has no dudes in it whatsoever. I did a serial man rapist. I did
Demonic.
the Hollywood Two Corey's sexual child predator movie.
Thanks, Boys Club.
What'd I do then? I did
47 meters down, which was kind
47
of
meters down. That was
harmless.
That was somewhat safe.
That had hot chicks in it.
Yeah,
just girls in the cage. It's fine.
yeah, we did okay there. But then whatever goodwill I made with that one,
Well, I mean, you know, there were boobs in the movie at least.
There's a lot of boobs in this movie. Charlene's boobs, guys, come on.
I'm
Boobs
all
were
about that.
outnumbered by the Speedo ass.
The white pointers.
There's a couple of white pointers over there. Maybe a couple of pink-nosed puppies.
Pink nose puppies. I like that one.
What does he say in Sleepaway Camp 2? Party hats, 2 o'clock.
Well, they wear party hats.
Boom.
Like your party hat. The end. Everybody's happy. The McCains are one big happy family again. Mullet Beach is going to be still what Mick and the girls love about it, but advancing into the future.
How do we dance when the beds are burning?
Our beds are burning.
Down, down.
Who cares?
Eh.
You brought up an interesting point, Tut. I would like to talk a minute on Amazon Prime, where we watch this. They have released the latest reimagining of the long going Leprechaun franchise.
Yeah.
And I thought that might be a logical choice to do tonight. It's called Leprechaun Origins.
Leprechaun 18.
This would be like the 7th one, I think.
Leprechaun 7.
At least.
And they chose to replace the wrong... Yes, it was a wrong decision. The long-running actor who played Leprechaun, Warwick Davis of Willow fame, and what's the Ewok he plays?
Wicket. He's
Also,
like, I'm getting the Harry Potter movie
for
money.
Harry
I don't
Potter.
need this fucking shit anymore.
No, he wanted to do it. He was confused why they recast him.
Yeah.
He got a kick out of those Leprechaun movies. They recast him with WWE former little person wrestler Hornswoggle,
It's time to get some new blood in.
who
I mean,
always dressed like a little leprechaun
right.
in a little green suit with a little top hat. So I'm like, all right, I'll watch this. It'll be good for the podcast. Well, Leprechaun Origins reimagines the leprechaun thing to where he's like a beast, a creature.
Yeah.
He doesn't wear a little green suit. He doesn't have a little top hat.
That was always part of the
He do-
charm, was him saying his little rhymes.
He doesn't have limericks. He doesn't talk at all. He
Lame.
just eats gold and eats people. He's like
Lame.
a beast.
Yeah.
It was very lame. It was not fun. The Americans in Ireland that were his victims, the college-age tourists, were dickheads. And not cool, funny dickheads, but just like obnoxious tourists.
Yeah.
I told the doctor the one saving grace of it was the main dude, like the main alpha male of the group, was always like leaving the women. And there was like 3 scenes like, why did you run when the leprechaun came? Like, why did you take the keys and run and leave us here? He's like, I was trying to go get you girls help. Like he had all these excuses. Like that was kind of funny, but
Look,
not.
I found the deeds. I had to get out of here.
It was so bad. So that's why we didn't do Leprechaun Origins, because if you're gonna have a little person as a leprechaun,
If you're going to have Hornswoggle.
he better be saying some riddles and wearing some little buckled boots.
One of the best parts of those cheesy sequels is when Warwick Davis goes into a bar and he's on a killing spree, but he gets in a drinking contest.
He always found time for little adventures.
And he gives us
No,
this
they were adventures to
gemstone.
him.
What about you, leprechaun? He's all, drink if you can, drink if you're able. Drink with me and you'll be under the table.
I like it.
Hand me that
I like it.
phone. And while you're in there, hand me the deeds.
Oh, you want the deeds? They're right here in the beer fridge. I will say this also. Speaking of little people in the cigar world, when I was looking at a cigar to do tonight, somebody on the Cats Facebook group, who we're members of, posted, hey, what's the best St. Patrick's Day cigar? I'm going to a big St. Patrick's Day party. What's the perfect St. Patty's Day cigar? Be careful, that head will sneak up on you, doctor.
That was a double entendre there.
And people said the Filthy Hooligan from Alec Bradley.
Yeah.
A lot of people said some different Candela cigars. Somebody said the Black Irish, which I reviewed on the website from
Yeah.
Romacraft. Which, by the way, is a very slim Candela.
He actually does another Candela that I actually like.
Fomorian?
Fomorian.
You
I
like-
love that cigar.
Well,
I think that
next
that's
time you
an
see
awesome
those,
cigar.
grab them and hold on to them for a year. Till,
Yeah, they're not easy to get a hold of.
Next time you see them, grab some. But anyway, guess who piped up in the comments? Remember last year when we interviewed little person Shorty Rossi
Yeah, Shorty.
of Pit Boss on Animal
Yeah.
Plant fame? He piped up in the comments, well, if you want a cigar blended by a little person, and he promoted his Shorty Diesel cigar,
Yeah.
and everybody had a good laugh at that. So I thought that was kind of a good self-depreciating little. I think it was funny,
Yeah.
and so
I don't know if I can laugh at that.
he laughed. He's the little person, and he laughed.
Yeah, but I mean he's allowed to. I don't know.
On that
As a
show,
purpose
of his
person.
Pit Boss on Animal Planet.
Talk about Snowflake all of a sudden.
Oh God, Tut's offended. Oh God, he put on his Dan Connor shirt from Roseanne.
It's cold, man. It's cold.
I didn't notice that he slipped that on. If we do a movie, Exchange Lesbians. Tut is gone.
Got the wardrobe, man. Got the wardrobe.
Oh, I kid. But yeah, the cigar.
No, he doesn't.
I'm really proud of you guys for hanging in there with the construction issues and everything. Hey, man, one day we're gonna. I will say this: my construction's been great, and
Only in the last third did it fray. Everything else, it was beautiful. Up until that last third, all of a sudden I started like noticing a little crack, and then
Yeah.
literally it just the outer wrapper started to fall apart.
I always have those issues with barber poles. I don't know whether it's, like I said, the way I treat them. They just always tend to crack and fray.
Mine was good for about 50%, and then it slowly started to go tits up.
mine was really nice. It wasn't complex. I for a Nicaraguan puro, you would think even with the Candela, which is I don't think I've ever had a Nicaraguan Candela leaf, which that's what it says it is. Early on, the first 2 inches, I had to think like, wow, they're going to give me Nicaraguan flavors with some of the Candela stuff.
Yeah.
After that first 2 inches, it was gone. It was mainly just kind of a really light, mild,
Yeah.
which for Nicaraguan mild Puro, that's crazy.
That's one of the things that I really appreciate about that Romacraft Femoria. You do get the Nicaraguan presence off of that Candela. It's a far stronger Candela than I've ever smoked.
Well, maybe we'll do that next year.
Well, I mean, always on the retrohale, I just got a brief, slight spice.
Are you laughing at his hat?
I'm laughing at Mitzi. Sorry.
Doctor, are you all right.
Making my notes.
Well, you
Sorry,
know
go
what?
on,
And
yeah,
then
go on,
everything
yeah.
else was just that mineral hay
Yeah.
flavor.
The-
The
it-
entire thing. It didn't change. It didn't grow in intensity. It didn't lessen. It was just the same flavor. And
Now,
I mean,
granted,
I hate to
that mineral
say it,
that mineral component is
but I mean,
classic
I
Nicaragua.
can say just on
Yeah.
this, it feels like it's more like they rolled this cigar as a gimmick.
Well, it is. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not an everyday. Nobody's going to go out and smoke a 7x70 cigar every day. But I will say this. I mean, as an oddity, as far as my experience, not y'all's, it held together. I've been smoking it for 3 hours, for God's sake,
That is true.
and I've drank it with 6 Foster beers, which has been it's a tasty ale.
It's not bad. It's
not
not
bad.
bad at all.
No. I'm not going to give it the.
It's not overly complex,
I'm
but
not
it
going to
is
give
solid in the same.
I'm not going to give the Cody thing of it's beer. It's not. It's actually
No,
pretty
it's-
good.
it's-
No.
Yeah, I'll drink it again.
And I actually will say this: I have drank a lot of Foster's Lager, which they're known for. I do like this better.
Yes.
I do like this better than plain Foster's Lager. I do think it has a little more to it due to the hop
Yeah.
presence.
A little bit. There's not a real.
No, it's not bitter.
No, no,
it's
no,
not,
like you
it's
said.
not a. It's not a bitterness.
And they
but
did make the specific of pointing it out. It is an English style pillow, not an American style pillow, an
Right.
English style, which is not going to have near the bitterness
Right.
that you would expect. I mean, we think of even a pillow here as almost being like, well,
what we
an
did last
IPA
year.
You're
light.
licking the hop. No.
Right. This is just a slight bitterness. Like I said, the IBU is 30, which just gives it just enough hop bite
Yeah.
to be flavorful.
Yeah.
Give me another letter. I'm gonna need a tort. Give me that letter. Okay. Well, you know what?
What's the price point on this bad
Oh,
boy?
we never did discuss
No.
price point. Guesses. This will be a fun exercise.
I have. I'm
I'm
for
gonna go
the first time.
$12.
We stole that from me.
Someone says 12 and 1, I will stab you. I will stab you.
$11.59. Oh, I'm not good at the prices. Right.
3 hour smoking duration.
I got a knife.
You
Say
said,
it.
You said 12.
I said 12.
Would you
He
say
said
Doc?
I was
11.59.
going to say 12,
He said 12.
not 12:01,
I'll go.
not 12:12.
I'll go 13.
Saying, I got a knife.
Asylum 13, $13, 12,
12.
$9.06.
What?
Wow, that's going to get a huge rating on the price.
Yeah.
Dang.
Show you smarty pants. So I think if you're going out on St. Patty's Day and you're going to have some green beers, and puff on a stogie, but you're probably not going to be paying too much attention to stogie. You're going to be watching the bagpipe players and the
All right. Let me put it to you
nude
this way.
fishermen and whatever you're looking at.
Let me put it to you this way. When you're going out on St. Patty's Day, you're making a statement. I mean, most people, when they go out on St. Patty's Days, they're acting a fool.
They're like New Year's Eve. They're rookies. They're amateurs.
Man, all right, if you want to draw heads, get this cigar. Because most people, when they see this cigar, they're like, what the fuck is that?
And you want drunk people coming up to you on St. Patrick's Day asking questions.
Well, you got your green.
That's always a good
You
thing.
got your green Mardi
What
Gras.
is that?
You got your green Mardi Gras beads on. You got the little green plastic hat on. Yeah, if you're lucky, you might have that. No, nobody's going to have that. I've never seen that.
Are you going to be wearing that at the pub this
Yes,
St. Patty's
I am.
Day?
Hell yeah.
Actually, this episode, for the first time ever, we're ahead of the game, will be airing slightly before St. Patty's Day. Let's give a quick plug. If you are anywhere near Central Texas, you need to find your way down to O'Brien's Irish Pub, downtown historic Temple, Texas. What are you going to have this St. Patty's Day?
Everything.
Bangers and mash.
Food, we've got all the traditional favorites. We're going to have
Shepherd's
corned beef
pie.
and cabbage, bangers and mash, shepherd's pie, fish and chips. We're going to be doing live music all day. We're going to have street fest. We're closing down the street in front.
You can drink out in the street.
You can drink out in the street, hang out.
I do that anyway, but it's illegal.
Now you'll actually
Take a nap. Kate's taking a nap in the middle of the street.
But now I can walk around with a drink and it's okay.
Absolutely.
I like it. Lots of live music.
Lots of live music.
Green beer?
Green beer, absolutely.
Was it just Bud Light with green stuff in it?
Yes, of course it is.
I say that every year.
What are we going to add green dye to Guinness? Who can see that? Is it green? Is it brown? Who cares? It's Guinness.
It is the place to be. You guys put on such a good time. You going, Tut?
Yeah. We're actually me and the wife are trying to get down there.
I heard that a rumor that we might have a reserved seat inside for the Tuesday Night Cigar Club. That's what a certain brother.
It's just a rumor.
If anyone was going to take it up, can't hold the table forever. But if,
We'll see.
absolutely for TNCC.
I'll be there.
We'll see. Will you have Foster's on tap? No. The traditional beer of the Irish.
What?
Well, it is an Irish-American made product.
It is an
from
Irish-American
Australian
beer
company.
from an Australian company brewed in the USA.
From delicious
This
golden
beer
color.
makes as much sense as this movie. I'm a pairing expert.
I have the deeds. Foster's is mine.
You know what, guys? I was telling the doctor on break. There's some nights where I'm just like, you know what? Any movie we go with, we're gonna have fun with, and we're gonna have a good talk. I'm glad we went with this one, despite its
Obvious.
flaws. Hey, this is a movie that's, from what I can tell online, has gotten no love.
I'll tell you this. This movie hit me at the right time because, you know, like you said, for all the flaws, for all the jokes that didn't get explained, that you couldn't tell whether they were jokes or not. That
Well, the reason I could tell
they
they
were
weren't
kind of
jokes because they
jokes,
weren't
but-
funny.
I didn't laugh.
I didn't laugh once in this movie.
That was a funny joke.
But it was still a light-hearted movie. That
Even in Bikini School and
but I
Bikini Car
needed
Wash, I laughed. I didn't laugh at all. in this movie.
hilariously.
Even when the dog was eating the dog food out of the guy's thing, I didn't laugh.
I was kind of like, eh.
I think it was just you know what? This is the TNCC version of a foreign film.
Well, you know what? When you present something like
It really
this,
is.
I honestly feel like there's, to use the word seriously, where was the hijinks?
They were there, but they weren't embraced and they weren't
Well, like I said,
fleshed out.
it's either that they started the joke or they gave you the punchline, but you didn't know what.
Yeah.
You didn't know which was what.
Or as Lepke would say, Exeter Flexeter, fee fi fo flight. Wet and Wild Summer was a funny piece of shite.
It was.
Yeah, it was.
We made it fun, and that's what we do. So,
I'd say here's the TNCC, but I need both hands.
you want my gloves?
No, God no.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We love St. Paddy's Day. Obviously, you have to. You have a Irish pub, and for some reason, Tut goes out on this crazy day and acts like a wild man. I'm gonna be honest. I will be here in the corner of No Hope, drinking and talking like a normal person.
I'll be with you.
Well, I'll be
Talking not normal.
I'll be drinking and talking like someone who's drank a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna go down to downtown historic Temple, Texas, and drink a little beer.
doing his accents again. I guess he spent a
That was kind of Braveheartish.
It was.
I love you. Always have.
I love you. Always have.
I noticed you were looking at your beer when you did that. I love you. I always have. Always will.
If you
Say-
weren't so trying to get the scraps from Longshake's table.
Say a lot about those Aussies. They love their beer.
They do.
So we love them.
Anyone who loves their beer, we love them.
They are the closest form to Texans that you can get.
I will send postcards from my exchange podcast program.
You're never going there.
I'll go.
I'm really hoping the
They're gonna send
exchange
you back.
program happens tomorrow.
And I want to send my apologies to Guy Fieri. We painted him out to be a cannibalistic madman. And I think
He's eating children with sriracha, for God's sakes.
I think it's safe to say he's just a madman.
He's just a madman.
He's just a madman. And you know what? I like sriracha and mayonnaise.
All I gotta say is,
All of a sudden,
Guy,
you're standing behind
man.
you, sharpening a knife. That can's gonna be delicious.
All I gotta say is, Guy, you made a career doing what you love. Keep doing it. Fuck everything else, man.
I will never begrudge another man's happiness or his success. Well, his happiness I will, but not his success.
Well, some of the success.
How dare you be successful and happy?
Yeah,
Fuck
you know
off.
what? Fuck that guy. Please go to YouTube, subscribe, watch it on YouTube. It's a much better show to watch than listen to, in my opinion. I always envisioned this as a visual show.
I'm just so tired after lifting
The
all
weird
these
thing is, as a
Fosters.
kid, I would stay up late listening to Johnny Carson and David Letterman on my headphones, on my Walkman. And I thought it was so great because I was supposed to be in bed sleeping. I was a kid. But every once in a while, I would get to stay up and actually watch Johnny Carson and Letterman. And I was like, oh my God, this is so much better, like, seeing their faces and seeing, like, what's going on. I
Wild, wacky stuff.
It is wild and wacky stuff, but I much encourage you to watch us as opposed to listening to us. That is what I envision the future of the show is as a visual
Oh yeah.
visual thing. So please stay tuned.
And read the Doctor's latest piece, the TNCC tribute to James Franciscus when movies were
The
fun.
Doctor is
lighting it freaking up.
Dude, your reviews for current theatrical releases bring in a lot of, traffic because that's what people are going to the theaters and see. But the Doctor got an itch to, out of nowhere, to kind of do a weird...
And I appreciated that. I was
I'll
like,
do
that's
Johnny
cool.
Carson, a weird, wacky retrospective
Crazy stuff.
of a peculiar actor who appeared in 2 creature features. It tied in perfectly to our shark movie.
Yeah, the 47
and
minutes.
I said it's my favorite thing you've written for the website.
Thank you very kindly.
Go to our website. It is the TNCC tribute to when movies were fun and men were men. And it is... Do more of those, please.
Will do.
Happy St. Patty's Day, boys.
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Can I get a toast to St. Patty?
Hang on.
Whoever the...
Oh God, it's so heavy. Oh, my rotator cuff.
Let me get my gloves.
No.
We will be back with a very... again, I don't want to...
Oh my God, you are going to love this.
Our next show is... We're going to have an interview that, if things work out, is going to be epic.
Awesome.
And if it blows up in our face, well, you're used to seeing that. That's called the norm.
We'll just take it Mullet Beach style.
Mullet Beach will just go... We'll look up at the screen for the interview. We'll be like, oh, he's not here. All right.
Well,
We'll Mick Dooley it.
we'll Mick Dooley
We'll
it.
Mick Dooley it. And
That's all right, mate.
We roll with the punches here.
Didn't have time to show up.
But it
Didn't want
should
to
be
show up.
a really fun... if I can keep my erection in my pants and keep my shit together, it should be a really...
And if we don't go full Chris Farley, so you were in that movie. That was good. That was
No,
awesome.
I'm gonna prepare, and we're gonna have fun.
Hey, do you remember when you went down the mountain?
Even if he doesn't show up,
That was awesome.
we're gonna do a Burt Reynolds movie. So how
Fantastic. A
It'll-
classic.
it'll be all right.
100%.
Oh crap! I gotta start growing my stash.
We don't have 6 months. We have 2 weeks.
No, trust me, my stash shows up in 2 weeks.
Turns out Tut murdered 47 guys in that Hungarian bathhouse. He's got mustaches on his wall. Like those guys in Vietnam that went crazy and took him a necklace of ears. He's got these mustaches.
He's got necklaces of mustaches on his walls. You're crazy, aren't you?
All of a sudden, he got real quiet.
You're doing stuff that we don't know about.
Even involves the marching band. Oh great, now Tut's a fucking serial killer.
I think Guy Fieri spent some time at Stephen F. Austin.
It's a lot of sriracha.
A lot of sriracha.
A lot of sriracha.
Can you guys agree with me on one thing? This movie may have not made any sense. My pairing choices for St. Patty's Day may have not made any sense.
They made perfect sense.
They fit in perfectly.
They match
Green
the theme
can?
of the movie.
It is a
Irish American founders.
green can, green cigar.
Which just begs the question: Irish American founders for an Australian beer.
Don't backtrack.
Let's delve into it. Let's not-
Don't
let's
delve
not-
into it. What I was going for was we can all agree on one thing. Those Wings of Liberty that we love so much, can we all agree that they should probably never lose a feather?
May they never lose a feather.
Never.
Okay. May the Wings of Liberty never lose a feather. Top of the morning to you, motherfuckers. That was the worst Irish accent.
Oh, it wasn't bad
Ever.
at all.
It was all right.
It was passable.
It was terrible.
It
Yes.
sucked ours.
It was the Irish American.
It was the worst
was-
thing I've ever heard.
Brewed-
in life.
brewed in the USA version.
Sign
of-
off at Christ.
Can we sign off now because of my arms?
You
getting a little
spoiled me,
bit heavy.
Lucky Charms, motherfuckers.
What the fuck was that kind of accent?
Should I not?
I don't know what anybody's saying anymore. I just know I like drinking Foster's and I can't stop it.
This is like the end of the Police Squads where they hold their. They hold it and they keep talking and like.
Bullet Beach style, I'm checking out.
Doctor's out. I'm out. All right. On the
done.
count of three, we're all done. One, two, three.
To learn more about why yours truly is no longer legally allowed anywhere near the continent of Australia, please read my new ebook entitled Keith Dundee. That's not a dildo. Now this is a dildo by Keith A. Howell. Available at all literary websites that keep it real and don't cave into pressure from society to suppress and silence the voices of the outsiders, the rebels, the poetic heroes of the underground. I know what you're thinking, folks. My therapist is thinking the same thing. What's so poetic or heroic about a book featuring a photo of me on the cover wearing nothing but a Crocodile Dundee hat and waving around a giant dildo? If you're a regular listener, you already know the answer to that question. Read the damn book and find out for yourself. I wonder if Kurt Vonnegut or a Judy Blume have to put up with shit like this. In the meantime, to learn more about the cigars and libations enjoyed on tonight's episode, you can visit www.asylumcigars.com and www.fostersbeer.com. For more on O'Brien's Irish Pub, the live music leader in Central Texas, please visit o'brienstemple.com and download their free smartphone app, where you'll find full beer listings including over 40 on tap, menu information, and a calendar of upcoming live events. To listen and purchase music heard on tonight's program, check out www.fritzbeermusic.com. Thank you for listening to the Tuesday Night Cigar Club podcast. This is Keith A. Howell saying until next time, friends, unless we see you sooner at the pub. So keep it smoky, and for God's sake, keep it ballsy as well.